Crystal Edge Technology, sorry, Black Series Edition LLC first, Crystal Edge Technologies greens, and we got the new FLE VT. I can't tell you what that all means, but it's something coming up for 2024. So yeah, I'm gonna start something called the hot mic, because again, these are topics that really need to be talked about, and it ruffles some feathers to people who make screen paint products that are not properly tested. Keep in mind, this is not for our customers. We advise our customers don't come in here and ask about our products. You can reach us in other locations, as in our email addresses, Facebook fan pages, and so forth. But I also, too, in the comments section in some of our videos, yes, but not these videos here. These videos are individuals that are basically cheating the consumers, ripping them off, robbing them, scamming, stealing, you name it, they're doing it. Now, mind you, I don't talk about anything on here unless I got proof to back it up. So other people may say at the end of the day who try to do the same thing we do and say, well, we got proof. Well, that's why we're going to court. So if you don't know that already, we're actually suing a few people and taking them to court, prosecuting them for criminal charges and so forth. So yeah, if there's proof of what you say, then no problem. I'll see you in court. Other than that, we're going to talk about batch numbers. Batch numbers are very important. I bring this up all the time. The reason why batch numbers are important because they protect the customer and they protect the merchant at the same time. So the merchant can back their claim up just in case they run into a customer who may want to do them wrong. And on top of that, it's fantastic for the customer because they get a chance to see the product and how the product is working before it's actually shipped to them. This actually cuts down on a lot of nonsense on fake specification sheets like that freaking range gain nonsense that doesn't freaking exist in the person who made it, Danny. Partay's products, PSP products. Anyway, that product that doesn't exist. So I've requested multiple times for any form of test demonstrations on range gain, and guess what? Nothing. We even went to the channel, did a little research, checked out each paint. We only found one that popped up on his channel. It seems that these products don't exist. Only one of them exists because we've seen videos on it, but the rest of them, they don't pop up on his channel. So why is that? How are you putting products on your website that there's no videos attached to? There's no update videos of that product because we can't find anything on the channel. Went right directly to the source, couldn't find anything. There's no test demonstrations, there's nothing on it, but yet you have pictures on these products. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're gonna pop over to Danny's products, Danny's site. Now, Jamie's site, we gotta stay clear of that because again, he has an open case on it. Matter of fact, he has several open cases on him. So we don't want to make it look like we're provoking him. But he has to understand that with the images that we have of you already matching screen paint and still selling these products, we leave it up to the customers to do their own research. Go over there and pop over and see. I guarantee you'll see those products over there. But we can actually use that in demonstrations basically because you committed fraud against your company and against a lot of people at the end of the day. And there's going to be a lot of people requesting money back. So let's talk about Danny's site. Let's go over here and let's pull up, let's see, Partay. Should pop up. There he is. Now, what's fantastic about these batch numbers is in testing, you can't make up stuff as you go along because, again, you're going to have to back up everything and the batch number is going to require this. So you can't make up no range gain or some, I don't know, 3D nuclear blast reaction paint. You can't make any of that up. You're going to have to tell the truth. So here's the question we got here. Where are these pictures coming from if these videos don't exist? Because pictures got to come from somewhere. I mean, every time we shoot videos, we have to take pictures of everything. So we have the pictures to match the video, goes back and forth. So where are these images coming from? So these are the PSP products right here. Go to the site. Now, on top of that, when I say this product is not tested, because keep in mind, one of his friends went in and reviewed the product. Came with a nice, pretty label, pretty box, but the problem was the product didn't work at all. Yeah, that's pretty bad when you spend the money for the pretty label and the pretty box, but the product itself that needs to work doesn't work. It came out a completely different color. This is why we call it magic paint, because it comes up two different colors. It happened to him and his own demonstration. We literally want the screen go from gray to black and then just mix in multiple layers of gray. So yeah, you really don't know what you're actually getting because there's no real test on it. All right, so these are the PSP premium paints right here. Let's go over to, let's see, let's just pick this black one over here. This is the black one that he has. We've got pictures here. See all these pictures we have here? Where are these pictures going to? because there's no videos to match any of these products. Now, mind you, if he came along and made videos ahead of time, we're going to know this. Because remember, videos are time stamped. So where do these pictures come from? Because they sure enough, and why are the images so freaking close to the screen? You know, you magnify the screen. Again, never mind, forget it. But anyway, again, where are the pictures coming from? Now, I'm going to show you why. We're going to come in here. Let's copy this. Right, so we have this product here. And let's go directly to his YouTube channel. Let's see if we can find a video for that product. Now, mind you, we did this already before. If any videos pop up, as I told you before, and he just did them, and this is not going to go well. All right, let me see. Let's see. Actually, they're already in the search, just looking for these products. All right, so let's go over here. This is his channel directly. Now, mind you, if we're going to find it, we're going to find it in here. If he made any videos, we should find them in here. So let's go over here. Let's pull it up for the search. Come on, get in there. We did copy that. Hold on for a minute. We copy that again. Here we go. Copy that. Let's go back over here. Let's try this again. Paste. There we go. It fought me a little bit there. And as you can see, no videos at all. There's no videos. So where did you get the pictures from? What happened to the pictures? This is why tests are important. If he had tested this product, that means there would be videos of the test. And if there's videos from the test, that means there's pictures from the videos from the test. So how do you have pictures of your products where no videos are connected? This is what we looked up. As you can see right there, that's the search. Search tells us there's nothing there. There's nothing but the screen. So, big question. Where do the pictures come from? That's what I'm talking about, people. At the end of the day, this is what you got to be careful about. These are the people that are going to rip you off and rob you blind. Get on camera, talk all this stuff about the specifications and blah, blah, blah. And it's a paint that does this and a paint that does that and blah, blah, blah. And there's nothing there at all, period. At all. It's kind of like, well, if you some of the scans back in the day, way back in the day, where they would take up the giant kind of like a structure to make it look like a giant mansion, but behind it was like a lonely shack. Pretty much that's what they just did. So this is the bamboozle screen paints now. It's bad enough you got to worry about the fake projector knockoffs, and now you got to worry about people who basically just make up stuff as they go along, and they just put pictures in from their old products in there. There's no videos, there's no demonstrations at all, period, on the product. So, big question, where did these pictures come from? You know where these pictures came from? They came from the old product, the goopity goop. That's where they came from. The PSP doesn't have any demonstration. So what they did was they came in and they changed the color of the wagon for you. Same wagon, same thing. They just put on a different label on it. That's all. Painted a different color. That's all. So again, too lazy to do the job. These are individuals, as I said before, that are so lazy, they don't put the time and effort in. They don't care about whether it works on your product or not. All they care about is gimme, 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 let me take your money. And if that's not the case, then if you look at Jamie's case, we've been to his site before, it's like many times, the SKU numbers on his site come up under somebody else's. That lazy, he wouldn't even go in and change the SKU number. This is the tracking for his products, his inventory. He didn't even change it. He left it with the original templates that came with the website. Stack of cards. Just build it, whatever, and just collect money. That's it. He came in with the product called, what was it called? It was some kind of, tried to copy our label and made some kind of dark mix or whatever. You can clearly see at the top where Frankenstein used to be there. It has the same description as the Frankenstein. And it tells, there's a website, open, get as much as you can. $50, $50, get as much as you can. No test. That product doesn't even freaking exist. I know, because when you look for it, you just find us. It doesn't even exist. We couldn't find it anywhere. The Black Frankenstein dummy shopping cart doesn't even exist. Just make it up. Let's attach a PayPal to it. These people will buy it. They don't know any better. We can just say whatever we want. You guys sound like politicians. You know that? You literally sound like politicians right now. You guys would make perfect politicians. get up on camera, lie through your teeth, and then basically just come in and do absolutely nothing. You're perfect politicians. Whole lot of promises, nothing there. Okay. That's the reason why I don't like politics. Anyway, so there's nothing here. This shopping cart doesn't even freaking, it'll take your money for $60 right here, but the product's not there because there's no videos. There's nothing there. There's just pictures. Let's go check another one. Let's go have a hunt for another one. So this is one. Let's see. We're going to go through all of these. Again, as I said before, when I come on here, gentlemen, I know these are the naysayers. I know that you're going to get upset by saying everything I'm saying is lies, but I'm on your site. I'm showing it from your site. I'm not just making it up. I'm showing it from your site. Now, the hot mic is for these individuals to come in and rant and complain. They come in and rant. We get the happy faces, the emojis are crying, all blah, 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 blah. And I'll tell you why, because no customer in their right mind is going to come in and complain about, at the end of the day, that they want to get ripped off, or they don't want a batch number, or they don't want testing. Now, these are people that are making the products that are upset. We've seen this product over here already. This is the one that Silent Wake 5 did that came out a complete different color. Now, mind you, in the demonstration he did that came out a complete different color was the black paint. That's the one he was doing. So as far as I'm concerned, your products don't pull the proper colors. They don't pull any colors at all. Well, they pull color, but you know what I'm talking about. They don't pull the color that they advertise to pull. And then he tells you to paint the surface black. What is the reason why? It's because that gray surface is showing where the screen is not taking that well, and you can see the gray pushing through. That's what all those little white specks are. That's the screen on the other side. That's why he advised you to paint it black. He said, let's paint. No, less you're going to see, less paint you think you're going to need. That's what that comes down to. Let's see. Let's go back to the premiums. Let's go over here and let's pull this gray right here. Let's click on this. Let's look at all the pictures we got down here. There's a lot of pictures right here on the product. This was really very blurry right there. There. Don't really take the time to focus. Gee whiz Louise. You really can't see much at all, period. But again, let's see if we got a video to match these pictures. So let's go over here. Let's get a copy and paste of this one right here. Now, mind you, gentlemen, I'm not going anyplace else. I'm going direct to the source. I'm going right to your channel. So if any new videos pop up, and Jamie's known for doing this nonsense, when that other mix he had, or whatever that dark alpha mix, whatever that's supposed to be, there were no pictures in there. You do know that we do recordings on this. All this is being recorded, right? So we did videos on this, and there were no other pictures in there except for the ones you took off the Frankenstein. Now, the funny thing about that is, all of a sudden, these pictures just pop up out of nowhere. On a product, there's no videos, no tests, there's nothing. It doesn't even exist, but pictures popped up. Looking a bit into these pictures, we found out that one of the pictures was for the Frankenstein 5 years ago from a customer. So he went into a customer's video that he had testimony. He screenshotted certain images and stuck them into the shopping cart to make it look like these pictures came from that particular product, when actually we were able to track down the original video and found the customer and found out that videos and those pictures came back from 5 years ago. The other picture that shows the Disney castle and the black surface, which he's claiming is supposed to be his darker product, is actually a video that has nothing to do with any of the paints. It's something slandering us, and that's from a year ago. This is what I'm talking about. So let's go over here. Let's go pop onto the YouTube channel. I'm going to grab this one and see what's going on here. Now, I'm not surprised, and I'll tell you why I'm not surprised that these pictures don't match. Because if you look at where he comes up and he says, well, from humble beginnings, these images that I'm showing you are from an installment that we did in a gymnasium. Apparently, he doesn't know the difference between gymnasium and church, because that's a church you're showing in the demonstration, not a gymnasium. A gymnasium would have an open area basketball court and bleachers on either side, not a bunch of chairs surrounding the screen, and then a stage where the preachers are going to sit there and preach. But that's where he claims that's where he's coming from. Humble beginnings. Well, that's not humble, but let's see. Nothing. So question, where do those pictures come from? See, I got videos, guys. I caught you guys on Google stealing images. You stole images off of Google. Jamie, shame on you. And I'll tell you why. You got a 4K laser projector in there and you had to steal images. Your paint works that bad that a 4K laser projector couldn't help it. You literally stole images off of Google to try to make your images look like something. Now you guys are taking old photos from old products and no videos on the product. They don't exist. What are you selling? That doesn't read scam. I don't know what doesn't, gentlemen. Look at this. Here we go. Look at the bottom. This is what we put in. So where do his pictures come from? That's the dark gray mix. Where are the pictures? Where do the pictures come from? There's no video. There's nothing on this product. So what's going on here? All right. Let's go pull another one. Let's see. Let's go and grab, let's see. We only got one here that has pictures on it. We got this one over here. This is a charcoal. Charcoal. Let's go grab this one. We've got pictures here. So there's a picture there. And we got another picture right here. Now, I'm a little skeptical about your darker products because, again, 2 attempts. We've seen the charcoal we had. Charcoal, not the dark gray. The charcoal, and we've seen the black change colors on camera. So, again, that's yeah, I would not paint that to my screen to have it change colors. I'm going to be highly ticked, especially with the money I put into the screen. Okay, and we got some pictures here. These pictures right here. We got some pictures here. All right, let's go in. Let's have a look, see if there are any videos on this product. Well, the thing you got here, the problem you have here, gentlemen, let me explain something to you. You can say, well, these pictures go to something. Yeah, they go to something, but here's the problem that you have here. You claimed you made this whole new product from scratch. This is a product that you didn't buy over the counter, no over the counter products. This is all from scratch, something you engineered, something that you made. You got all this literature on this website, and we can't find anything under this product. It doesn't exist. We have pictures from something else, but they're not from that product as you claimed. So that's the problem you run into. That's considered to be fraud, and that's considered to be scamming. Because if your customers slide a credit card through there or a debit card or bank account or whatever, and you take money, guess what? You just scammed them on an item that you don't even have. So this is what it comes down to now. This is what you guys are doing. Now, I know other people make screen paint products. They're not doing this nonsense. Only these individuals are doing it. This would be Jamie and Partey so far, who I've seen doing this already. This is a new scam. This is a new game for them to rip people off. Gentlemen, I told you, Danny, I can't explain this to you enough. When we order this product, it better work, or my lawyers will bring you to court for fraud. So it better do exactly what I mean. I'm seeing range gain in there, and it better do a range gain. It better do all. Matter of fact, it better come out the color it's supposed to come out. And again, I got a friend who's going to test it. He's a chemist, certified chemist. He's going to test and see how much of that product is actually over the counter. Because you're sitting there telling me you're making a product from scratch, something is wrong there. Yep, here we go. Got another one. So where did those pictures come from? Well, had to come from somewhere. They're not from no PSP. Now, if we go look at the PSP product itself, let's say on a regular, without searching to his channel, but this would be the best way to go because, again, if he sits there and says, well, it's on the channel, yeah, but it's coming from your channel. What part of that you don't understand? Literally send me an email and tell me at the end of the day that it's on YouTube. Well, again, this is you. So if it's on YouTube, what better place to find it than here, right here? This would be the best place to find it. Why do I have to search somebody else, some other place other than your channel to find your YouTube video? All right, let's go pop over there. Let's go just pop in over here. Let's have a search for that one. Let's see what we dig up. We dig up videos from 5 years back. 5 years ago, This is us talking about your product right here 5 years ago. Yeah. Do you know why Jamie had to change out his products? I'm going to show you how bad they were. They've been the same way. His products have an extremely bad time picking up light. So I'm going to show you something. So just take a shortcut here real quick. Matter of fact, let's go top it just a little bit here. Now, if you notice in the demonstrations, he shows a lot of these demonstrations of these screens on the ground. That means basically they're missing window light. A lot of the windows are blocked. They're really dark areas. And he's trying to show you that he shows off a screen, pulls up a beautiful image. This is what it really pulls up when you turn those lights on in a real well-lit environment. These are older videos that we were to track down and find. Now, you see how badly and washed out that image is? That is extremely, extremely poor. Look at that. Contrast is completely wiped and gone. You can't even make out the image. Nothing at all. Look at that. Washed out. That's what his products were having. There are all kinds of complaints on his products about basically screens washing out, screens hot spotting. That was another one that kept popping up about his products hot spotting. Let me bring you guys back just a little bit. There we go. Now, gentlemen, please understand this. And I'm talking to the naysayers when I say gentlemen. I try to be polite. I can call you a ton of names here from Sunday, but I try to be polite when I call you gentlemen. Don't ever think in a million years that this has anything to do with the retaliation of the dumb stuff that you've done through time. No, I'm taking care of that in court. That's how we're going to handle that mess. This is being done because you guys rob and steal from people all day long, and you lie on your channel. This is why I'm doing this. This has nothing to do with the dumb stuff you've done to me. No, nothing to do with that, period. It's not no revenge. It's none of that at all, period. I know you don't think that way, but I don't take this as an act of revenge. If this is an act of revenge, it'd be a whole lot worse than you right now. It'd be a whole lot worse. But again, as I said before, I don't do stuff like that anymore. I'm not that type of person. I do things differently, and I walk a different way of life now. But I'll handle that situation when we get to court. But this is being done because, again, all screen paints have to go through this. Us, you, everybody should have to go through batch numbers, should have to go through testing. You're not being singled out. Because I don't want you to think at the end of the day, we're just singling us out. No, you guys are the only two on YouTube who hype up your products to be more than what they are with no testing, no batch numbers, nothing to need from whatsoever. And then we constantly catch you doing dumb stuff all day. Washed out completely. If you basically posted this video, when I first saw this and I realized you posted a video that looked this bad, that means at the end of the day, you really don't know good screen paint when you see it. Look how badly the contrast levels are right there. You literally thought that was good. That's absolutely horrible. That's how I know that when I watch your demonstrations now, you have larger screens, but you keep them tucked to the floor and you keep it where basically the window lights don't hit it. You can block a lot of light around the screen, and then you still have it tucked under a lip. So basically the overhead lights don't make contact with the screen. I don't know what product this was supposed to be, honestly. That's absolutely horrible. Look at this. Look how washed out the detail is right here. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. If you bought a TV like that, you would swear at the end of the day that it was basically a window showroom display TV, because usually the ones that take the sunlight and they get damaged and all the color washes out. I went through that. I bought a TV out of a window, and it was much cheaper, and got home. I was playing Gears of War, and the blood looked so washed out. I was like, oh yeah, there's something wrong with this. I got to take it back. That's from the screen taking constant sunlight and damaging the screen. Like, that's what this looks like. Even worse. Look at that. Look how the light hit it here and it completely washed out. It's gone right here. Just completely washed out. But anyway, let's get back to the search. Let's see. So again, we don't find any of your products. So we go back and we go to search for your products, say we don't use your channel, and we're bringing up products from 5 years back. All right, let's go back to your channel because that's where we need to go to do our search. Let's go get us up another paint. We'll come out of the charcoal. Let's go grab the black. Here we go. Now this is the black product he has here. We've got plenty of pictures. Wait a minute. I've seen this picture already. You ever play one of those games where basically you have to match your pictures if you saw them already? I literally just saw this picture of the spider. Hold on a minute. Spider, we just saw that spider. I just literally just saw that spider. So Ken's losing his mind. No, I'm pretty sure I just saw that spider. Could have lost my mind or not. I could have sworn I saw that spider. No pictures here. We have no pictures in it. Oh, of course, yeah. This product doesn't exist, so we couldn't find it. We couldn't find it at all, period. Well, at least that's an honest one. It has no pictures there at all, period. But you shouldn't be selling it if we can't find the YouTube video on it. All right, just checking. Want to make sure I'm thorough about when I do stuff. If I say something, I got to back it up. That's how it works. Can't say he's duplicating pictures on there because that'd be wrong to do. Now, you'll probably come to my channel like, he's duplicating. You do know that all my products are the same, right? They just come in different sizes. So you know that already from the door. Literally had him come in and say, oh, but he's got the same pictures. Yeah, those are all the same. It's the Black Series dedicated, screen paint. It comes in 24, comes in the 32. Yeah, they're all the same paint. They can all share the same pictures. They just come in different sizes. But you got different products here. But just want to make sure because I can't make accusations that are not true. That'd be wrong. So let's go back over here to the black. Let's look at the images here. All right, let's see. We got some pictures here. And we got some pictures here. That magnifier is a headache. We got pictures here. All right, and we got another one right here. All right. And we got one here. All right. Now, let's see if we can find some videos to match these pictures. Because these pictures had to come from somewhere. Let's go over to that YouTube channel. Right directly to the source. And let's take this out. Let's go grab some stuff here. All right, let's go put this in. Let's see if we can find this video. Any videos on this? We'll hit that button. What do we get, people? Now I'm gonna show you. I'm hitting the button. We're hitting the button. We're getting nothing. Anybody thinking that, oh, he's fake and he's not hitting anything? You see that little thing that pops up at the bottom? Right here? That lets me know I'm doing this search right there. See that? Because okay, the naysayers, they cry so much. They're such Karens. So sit there and go, oh, but he's not pressing any button. I had to press something. That's how it's going to change. I swear sometimes. I hear some crazy excuses. All right, we got the black here. We search for it. This is right directly on his site. As you can see, there is no videos at all on this product. So where did the pictures come from? Danny, if you are up and around, welcome to the hot mic. I would appreciate if you're in the room. We probably are in the room and not saying anything at all. If you want, you can say a few words. You seem like a person who likes to talk a lot and hear himself talk. Can you explain why we are not seeing any videos on these products? Because I'm looking and I'm not finding anything. Something should pop up. I can go to my YouTube channel. I can pull up anything I want in there. It'll pop up. We just did that a couple of days ago. Went in there and pulled up some micro mesh, 235.1 screens, liquid screen, all kinds of crazy stuff. We can pull up and no problem whatsoever. I can punch in tests and all my test demonstrations will pop up. That's why we have that massive demo sheet and test sheet and all that stuff up there on the website. So you can look at all that stuff at the end of the day. So where are the videos to this? Even the FL screens have videos attached to them. The sunlight technology we developed, they have videos. So we have to shoot videos because we have to back everything up. We can't just say stuff and not back it up unless you're doing this stuff. I'm pretty sure you are. All right, so again, nothing here at all. We couldn't find anything on the black. The only thing we have on here that does pick up is the gray. He actually did a video on that one, but the rest of them he didn't. So you've had plenty of time to launch this product. And when you launch the product and there's nothing there, you have plenty of time to make videos, plenty of time to do tests, plenty enough time to be able to prove a batch number. This is what I tell customers: ask for a batch number. Matter of fact, I'm doing business with the church. We're going to be setting them up with a nice discount for our screen paint products. And people want to ask, well, how do I know it's guaranteed? Because there's a batch number attached to it. Because we test that product before it ships out that door to make sure that product is working perfectly fine. And one of the tests that has to be done is a black versus black, which on your hand would be a gray versus gray. So if you haven't tested your products properly, there's no way in the world on God's green planet you can ever do a batch number, because you don't know what the outcome is going to be because you didn't do any tests to begin with. And your worst nightmare is when someone calls you or someone emails you. Your worst nightmare is them saying batch number. That's terrifying for them because they lost a sale. Batch number, batch number, batch number. And I notice people are asking for batch numbers because I can tell the angriness in the emails they send us. Oh, they're just mad, really mad, upset, angry. Because they hate me at the end of the day because I educated customers on how to keep from getting ripped off. I'm going to ask you a question real quick. What is the downside of the batch number? Why do the naysayers, why do people who make these products are not doing the right thing, why do they hate the batch number so much? Why do they can't stand it? Because they can't continue to rip off the customer. Customer is woke. That's what they don't like. They don't want that. Oh, let's go grab ourselves another one. They don't like it when customers are woke. They can't stand that at the end of the day. They want a customer they can manipulate, lie to. Question: the church, Jamie, you ripped off, and we know you ripped that church off. Did you show them any of the demonstrations that you were so proud of at one point of your product matching house paint? Did you show them any of those demonstrations? Anybody? Did you show anybody? Mind you made these demonstrations. You made these demonstrations, and then all of a sudden you deleted them off your account, and you hate anybody who shows them off. At one point you was backing it, and now you just hate anyone who shows them off. Did you show the church these demonstrations? How come you don't have these videos posted to your website so customers can make an honest opinion whether or not they want your product or they want a shelf paint? Because you don't want it there is because you don't want to discourage the customer of going and buying a shelf paint because they won't buy your product because they know it's not worth the money. That's why it's not on your website. I asked him that question. He wouldn't comment back on that, but you know. Okay, let's go dig up another one. Let me see. Let's go pop over here. So all these pictures here, they don't exist. They're fake. Well, they do exist. They just exist for a different product, but not for this at all, period. This is supposed to be his new product. It's PSP product. And he talks all this stuff about his product being this, that, and the other, and this doesn't even exist. Matter of fact, this is the screen he painted it on the demonstration, and mind, there's no videos of it, except for the one of him painting it in. And that's interesting, too, because if you look at this demonstration and you look at the one that you painted in, the edges were so dark and dirty, and how come this one is like, oh, man. Okay, let's go grab something else. Let me see. Let's go pull over here. There's no excuse for it. I got people in here who comment and try to make excuses for them. There's no excuse for them. You're not a customer. We know that because customers don't like getting ripped off. So there's no excuse for it. We should be able to find the videos. That's what I love about when we leave these open. I don't delete any. I don't hide anybody from the channel. They go a little time out. If they're getting too hyped up, Jamie gets on here, gets a little too hyped up, he gets a little too excited. I don't want him having a heart attack or something, you know. So basically, I put him in a 24 timeout to give him a chance to calm down. But other than that, what are you justifying here? What are you honestly justifying about the product? There has to be videos of the product. There has to show something. So let me get this straight. You go out and you buy something with no commercials, no demonstrations, nothing at all. Just some announcer coming like, hey, this is a product, we got it. It does such and such and so. That's what you do? I'm pretty sure you don't. Everybody does research. So yeah, we can't find anything on here. Let's keep looking. Keep in mind, I know you guys are writing in these long books at the end of the day. You know I don't read these, right? I never read these books. If they're insults, whatever they are at the end of the day, don't care. Because when you come in here and you do insults, you insult me, you insult my family, whatever you're trying to do at the end of the day, this clearly shows at the end of the day that you are announcing guilt. And so you coming in here with some kind of logical answer on what's going on here in this topic, you're just resulting as an adolescent does. That's what kids do when they get upset. They call you doodle head and all that stuff like that. That's what kids do. You're adults. Pretty sure you are. But anyway, reacting that way doesn't help you. It doesn't insult me. At the end of the day, it doesn't hurt me. It just outs you as being an immature individual. It doesn't know how to handle getting caught scamming people. So come in here and explain to us why. All right, we got this one. We did the black one's the last one, right? Oh, so this one does. This is the dark gray. So wait, no, we had to come and just grab the dark gray. Let's grab the dark gray. Are this labels yours? Matter of fact, we know this is not yours. This doesn't belong to him. I think this belongs to somebody else. But anyway, let's go over. Actually, the name doesn't even belong to you. It actually belongs to somebody in England. They own the right to that name. They have a recording studio. All right, let me see. Let's go over here. That's got to be Partay chiming in. They like to use a fake account sometimes because no customers coming in here backing them. Let's see. You're getting a little too excited. Do you need a timeout? I can get you a timeout for 24 hours because you're getting too excited. You got to calm down, relax, take a deep breath, pace yourself, okay? You're doing too much. All right. Let's go over here and let's grab another one. All right, out of the premiums, let's grab at the bottom. We got the, did we do the dark gray already? Let me see. Let's go back and check, see if we did the dark gray already. We did the black. We got to do the dark gray next. So we're going to do the dark gray. Let me see. Dark gray. Let's go check out the pictures. Oh, there is no pictures. There's just videos. So this is supposed to be, oh, this is going to be interesting. Then we should find these exact videos when we go look it up on your channel. Yeah, we got a video right here, right? This one should pop up. You should have that one right there. Notice look how dark the environment is. You got sunlight out there, but we don't have a window open. Why not? Why is this screen sitting directly on the floor? This video right here is from where? That's supposed to be a PSP right there. So there should be videos of this thing. All right, let's go see. Let's have a look. Let's see. We got some video. No pictures. There's no pictures. And this one right here, again, this is not the product. This is something completely different. All right, we should be able to find it. Let's see if you, now keep in mind, if these videos don't pop up, that means he went and he relabeled videos. Let's see, this is the ultra short though. Let's see what comes up. Now, I know the naysayers, when we do this, and if you get one, you're like, oh my God, I got one. That doesn't help you at the end of the day. It doesn't help you if you get one. Because you're still missing videos, a lot of videos, and you have an active shopping cart with a PayPal link to it. That's a problem. That's fraud. Like I said, when I order your stuff, we're not going to say when. When I order your stuff, and that thing changes a different color, I'm taking out and put you in a paint shaker over at Home Depot. And if that product changes colors on me, and I can't get that range gain to activate, you're getting sued for fraud. So you know this is coming. So I would advise you to remove anything off your site that's not 100% true. Because if you don't, I'm going to sue you in court for fraud. So let's see. Now, and you know, the funny thing about this is you gentlemen at the end of the day are being taken to court. I'm suing you for the fact that you made statements that my product came up so dark you can't see it. It's nothing but black paint and blah, 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 blah. This and blah, blah, that. If you can't prove that in court, you're getting sued. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? You're going to get sued because you can't back up your site, and you're going to get sued because you can't back up your claims against my site. This is going to be hilarious. Let's go do the hunt. Let's go look for it. Mind you, we gave Jamie how many days to prevent us with black paint, and what happened? We never got it. Even sent the certified letter to his front door. We can show the judge that. The judge has the same letter, which means shows that basically it addresses you and addresses the judge about the situation. We also, too, contacted you through your website, talked to you directly, which is why you sent me this funny meme of me dressed like a girl. And what was the other one? Oh, yeah, we sent you several emails. So we did reach out to you. And the tracking number does show that an individual picked it up, and we got your signature. Now remember, can't back up that in court. That's going to be $12,000 to $1 million lawsuit. Maybe a little higher than that because my lawyers might be asking for more. So let's go put a paste in. Let's go put it up and see what we got on the search. What's going on, Partey? What's the dealio? How come I'm hitting this? You're watching that bounce up there. How do you have videos down there? What the freak is going on in your channel, man? Nothing's coming up. What's going on here? Those videos are fake, man. Those videos are from another product. Did you go in and relabel the products? Look at this. This is what we looked up. We looked up the dark gray. The dark gray literally has videos underneath of it. So did you go in and change the title of that video? What did you do? You did something because it's not popping up here. This is on your own channel and it's not popping up. Where are these videos from? What in the Sam Hill is going on here, buddy? We're going to have to look into this. We got to dig into this now. We got to really dig into this. Don't get excited. You're probably going to slap me with a lawsuit. Oh, you talk about my, he told me one time he contacted me, he said, you contact me, you talk about my product one more time, I'll slap you with a lawsuit. I'm going to slap you with a lawsuit for fail. For fraud, buddy. There's no, you have videos in there. So when the customer comes into this page, this is what the customer is seeing. They come into this page, right? And they're reading all this you have here. All this is a lie because there's nothing to attach to this. They come down here and they see these videos. These videos don't pick up on your own channels. That means they're under something else. That's 7 months ago. Seven months ago. Are you kidding me? So how is this video here, but yet it's not there on your own channel? This is on your own channel, right? So when we dig up that video, how come it's not there? Here's a common sense thing about it. If you're going to record a video on a, say, purple Bugatti, right? All the videos are going to be about the purple Bugatti. Purple Bugatti this, purple Bugatti that, purple Bugatti. That's what it be. It's a particular name of a car. Say it's like a purple Unicorn X. That's what they call it, right? So every video on the Unicorn X purple, you dig it up on that person's channel, anything under that purple Unicorn X is going to come up about that Bugatti. Every single time. That's how the YouTube works. But for some strange reason, when we go to your channel and we look up these videos, they don't pop up at all, period. But they pop up somewhere else that's 7 or 8 months ago. I can't even find any testing underneath this product. We can't find videos matching the pictures. We know God knows there's no testing underneath of it. And from what we've seen already in the customer review by Silent Wake 5, you came up a complete different color. Even he at channel tried to lie a little bit by saying, well, it doesn't look the same in person. Or we can see on camera what it looks like. All right, let's move on. That's disturbing, man. That's really freaking disturbing that these videos right here that you have here, they're not coming up on your channel. Nothing's coming up. If you made videos of this product, he's getting way too excited. All right, I gotta put you a little timeout, okay? I'm gonna give you a little timeout. You're getting too excited. I don't want you to have a heart attack. Let's give him a little timeout. There we go. There we go. You got another timeout, and I'm gonna help you out here. There you go. Give you a little timeout for 24 hours. Got people getting too excited. I don't want anybody having a heart attack or getting, just going too far into it. Let me give you, I want to make sure I don't put you on a hide user. I want to put you on a 24-hour timeout. You can come back in 24 hours. All right. We do that because we get people coming here and they just, I can see it. I'm not reading this stuff, but they're just ranting like crazy. Bum, 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 bum. The more we talk about outing them and the things they shouldn't be doing, the more excited they're getting. As you can see, that's why we leave the hot mic. That's why we call it a hot mic. We leave it open. Certain hot mics they have with people who talk. Like you got politicians or something, and the mic will still be active, and they'll talk and say things they shouldn't say. This is a different version of a hot mic. But anyway, they get too excited. And I notice that the more we dig deeper into these fake pages and these fake products at the end of the day, the more excited they get, and to keep them from basically just losing it, we just put them in a 24-hour timeout. They never get banned from the channel. It had to be stupid to ban them from the channel. They come in and expose themselves. Why would I get rid of them? That'd be stupid. But anyway, these videos are not coming up on his channel. They're not coming up at all, period. They're just not coming up. So again, yeah, that's pretty jacked up. So there's no pictures, there's just videos, and the videos are not coming up on his channel. We went right to his channel, there's nothing coming up. All right, let's go to the light gray. Now, the light gray does come up. Let's see, let's go over here. Let's take this out right here. Let's go over here and let's pull up the light gray. And he's getting very, it's him at the end of the day, fake channel. It's fake YouTube channel. They have multiple ones, but it's him coming in because again, no customer is going to come in and rant like, oh my God, I was just dying to get ripped off by this guy and you just messed it up for me. Who the freak's going to say that at the end of the day? No, that's them upset and angry. And what other screen paint provider is going to come in and have your back? They don't want nothing to do with you. They only want to touch you guys with a 10-foot pole. You two are the only ones to do this dirty stuff. So let's see. No videos are matching this at all. Can't find that. Let's come out of the dark gray and let's hit the light. Now this is what we should find. The light does pull up some videos. Videos aren't all that great. They're all in the dark, of course. But other than that, there's some videos that do pop up. All right. And still under this product. Okay, let's look at the pictures here. So these pictures, you will see them come up in the videos. This one right here in particular, I've seen this one pop up right here. They do pop up. Now, the fact that, Danny, these videos are popping up shows that you took the time out to record a video on this product to produce it so it shows up on your YouTube channel. So what happened to the rest of them? Why do you have pictures there and no videos? This is fantastic because this actually shows proof of you actually doing work. And that's what I mean by that. The time it could have taken you to do this one, you could have did the rest of them. But the problem you have here now, which is a big problem now, is the fact that, you know, you launched these, you actually did these videos, I guess, when the product came out, and the other ones, you have nothing there. So if you bring up anything later on, that's going to look really suspicious. That's going to look really strange, really odd, and people are going to know from the door that you're just trying to hide stuff. People do stuff like that when they're trying to hide things. You got to understand, gentlemen, home theater projection is an investment, all right? People work hard, they spend good money, and they want to make sure they get what they paid for. This is why the tests are important, and this is why batch numbers are important. The product you just showed here, the one I'm seeing right now, is this product tested? If I go in and I dig in to try to figure out, is there a test underneath this product? Will I find it? Just because it's here doesn't mean it's tested. So it's a lighter gray he has here. Question. What's the difference between this product and some of the tone paints that are out there on the market? Have you done a gray versus this product? Anything like that? Any demonstrations? How much light can the screen take in before it starts to deteriorate? What are the screen's true 100% black levels? What kind of shades of gray does it pick up? What kind of, mind you, when you do this in fully lit environments, you have to have different caliber projectors. If you saw the demonstration in the slideshow showing, you know, some of the projectors that I possess, a lot of freaking projectors you have to throw against your screen. It's a lot. So you should at least have somewhere between 10 to 20 projectors in your collection. Since your products don't pick up on 2,000 lumens, these are no good for you because these are Pico projectors, and Pico projectors wouldn't work on your product because you're at 2,000 lumens. But anyway, matter of fact, are you 2,000 lumens on this gray screen? He's 1,000 lumens on the gray screen. So you're 1,000 lumens on a gray screen. Yeah, you should be able to, then you have demonstrations to do at 1,000 lumens in a fully lit environment. You have to show your true contrast on that screen. Can't put it in a dark environment saying, look, this is how the contrast level picks up. No, because someone turns the lights on in their environment, they're going to see what the contrast level is actually going to look like. So you have to show that. And it has a range gain attached to it. What the freak, Mother Jerry Ghost. Look at this right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is the range gain. Still in there. The fakest of all fakest when it comes to gains. What the freak is range gain? We're going to talk about that one on the next hot mic. We're going to talk about the range gain. We're not going to bring it into this because I don't want to go too long on this. I'm trying to keep these short because some of these can go into like 3 hours long and we get it in. But we got to talk about this range gain. What the freak is range gain? Mind you, he tried to make up his own version of range gain. Gentlemen, let me explain something to you. Hey, you can make your own gain at the end of the day. You just have to back it up. Like FLE technology is designed to absorb sunlight. Guess what kind of demonstrations we have on that? Demonstrations of the screen absorbing sunlight. So you have to be able to back that before you can make your own form of gain. You go to any one of these distributors, and the first thing you're going to say is, okay, range gain. Is that true? Can you back that? What are you going to say? Yeah, that's why you're staying on this level. Down here, way down here, this is where you're staying at, because very few people on this level are going to question it. You put it up on this level, the more higher it goes, the more people are going to question it. And if you haven't showed us a demonstration on range gain, then again, it doesn't exist. So for those who don't know what range gain is, it's the same paint. It's the same paint. Depending on how you paint the screen is when the gain would change. Yep. Man, it's like somebody saying, hey, you see this blue paint over here? If you paint this blue paint in this direction, it turns red. If you paint it in this direction, it turns blue. Hey, how much money that would be worth at the end of the day? You wouldn't have to worry about buying any more paints. You just have to paint in different directions to get different colors. Or if you drive this car fast enough, it's green, it'll turn yellow. Yeah, that's fake. Come on, you can't, that's fake. This right here is going to get you hit with a ton of not as described. Anyone reading this, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to contact you and ask how to achieve the higher gain. You don't have a video. So the videos for this all lead to the same video, how to paint the screen. Nothing about range gain. But let's look at this right here. Let's get back to this. All right, so these actually do exist because I've seen these already. And we'll go in and we'll look at this product right here. This is supposed to be a lighter than mid-gray. So if it's lighter than mid-gray, even if it's a gray, you need to do some network gray 773, Amazon slip silver. Heck, I would love to see you put your product against Jamie's product to see what's the difference. Oh, even better than that. Let's just go way outside the box on this one. How about we do you guys, well, you guys do it. The fake, not fake, your products versus your gray mixes versus his gray mixes, and do this demonstration with the network gray and see how many, how put this in a way you can understand this. How much of your products are alike, and how much do both of your products match everyday household paints? I would love to see that. I would pay to see that. How many people want to see that? I would love to see that. Well, those of you in this fan base, you're the ones that basically pushed them to do the demonstration on the Network Grade 773. Thank you for that. How about you push them to go do the demonstration of his product versus his product? I would love to see that. Love to see it. And then I would like to see the house paint next to theirs and see what the reaction would be. I would love to see that. All right, let's go over here. Let's go grab, let me see, let's see. Oh, no, did we copy this? Or we did copy this, the lighter mix right here. Let's go over here. Let's go grab it from his channel right here. There we go. Let's go pull this up right here. I hope you gentlemen don't have in here that your products are tested, because you do know I'm gonna look for them, right? Just to make sure. You should have that on your site. You should have all your products tested on your site. Let me see. There we go. Let's go pull this up. I made some hot tea, not even drinking it. Let me see. Let's see. All right, there we go. 2 videos. That's it. Nope. Take it back. One video. So this one's from 8 years ago. So that 8 months ago. Sorry, that doesn't include. And this is 7 days ago. So let's see what we got going on here with this. Now, question, is this product tested? What's the difference between this product and everyday house paint? That's another concern too on top of that. So this is the product here. Oh, gee whiz Louise, I can make your paint from here. I literally can make this. I know 4 different paints that will literally match that alone by itself. You got a problem on your hands. I can literally make that. That's Jamie's paint. At the end of the day, it looks a heck of a lot like his. And the thing about it is, I hate to put it this way, but I'm not a big supporter of this guy because this guy's a big scam artist, but it looked like you ripped him off. That looks a lot like his products. You guys are going to have to do a side-by-side. There's something wrong there. Now you say your product is front and rear, but yet I haven't seen any rear demonstrations yet. I haven't seen one yet. And you're on top of that, it's very questionable because you're rolling it on, and rear technology you can't roll it on because you'll mark the screen up pretty bad. So that's again not happening. But that's interesting. This looks exactly like his product, Metallica 2.0. You can literally make this with just black and white paint. This can literally be mimicked. Let's go over to, let me see. There's a couple of paints out here. Sherwin-Williams, gray paints. Yeah, I can match your stuff so easy. It's not even funny. You think when I, look, at the end of the day, let me explain something to you, Danny. Jamie's Cinemax Mix 2.0 and Personal Mix. All I had to do was look at his screen, pop a top, and I matched all three of his products in one hit. And then he turned around and he matched them himself. I told him they were going to match. I explained to him, I used to make this stuff back in the day. I can kind of look at your stuff and tell. So I was able to do that without even touching this stuff. Actually, I did touch this stuff because stuff was there. But actually, like I said, without rebuying anything, I can tell just by looking at it. I can tell just by looking at your product, you would definitely match Network Gray 7073. And one of the screens you're definitely going to have an issue with, and let's put this color chart, is the Monster Gray versus Gray. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. You're right there. That's you, right there. Perfect. Perfect, exact color. That's you. The rest of your dark gray products would fit here and down in here with no problem. Yeah, that's your product right there, easily. Right there. Easy match. Tell me I'm not wrong. Yeah, I buy that. I could duplicate your stuff so fast it's not even funny. And I'm going to tell you something else too. It'll take faster for me to paint that down to a screen than yours. Yours would take freaking forever. And if I really wanted to do, like I said, if you're talking about revenge, no, that's not my thing at the end of the day. But if I really, I'd buy your stuff. I had my friends buy your stuff, bring it down there, and I would take forever painting your screen in when he'll probably paint that stuff and that will match your stuff perfectly, and we could paint it in just like that with no streaks, no just change, color changing, nothing. No hard instructions, nothing. I can match that to a house paint easily. So where's the gray versus gray on this stuff? Matter of fact, where's the black versus black on that stuff? And still, another thing I need to know about that ultra short throw, which he hasn't said anything about it. He says his product doesn't work on ultra short throws. Yeah, that's a big problem because a lot of people use ultra short throws, especially in business. So what happens if you use it with an ultra short throw, which you never explain why? And since you never explain why, it's going to make people curious to figure out why. But anyway, this right here, yeah, you can match that. This is the exact duplicate match right there. That's what makes the gray versus grays dangerous. Because again, there's one for every color. Meanwhile, we're just crushing it in black versus black. Or that light French gray, ooh, this is Cinemax. This can match Cinemax easily. Look at that. Light French gray. Let's go to, let's see. I want to go over to the Sherwin-Williams has a freaking 235, which sample sheet is freaking absolute horror show for screen paints. It matches everything down to the charcoal, all the way up to the light gray, mid gray. Yeah, it's a freaking nightmare. Let's go with the Sherwin-Williams. Let's see. Matter of fact, let's do the Network Gray. Watch this stuff right here. Network. Wrong choice. Great. Give me Sherwin-Williams. That we already know it already. CSW 73, and let me get the color code 235. That's all you gotta ask for. 235 is all you gotta ask for. Oops, sorry, wrong button. 235 is all gotta ask for, and you got everybody's screen paint in one freaking hit. 235. Not ours. Keep in mind, our stuff is tested, so we're good. That nightmare right there for you screen paint makers out there is your personal Freddy Krueger right there. You see this right here? This right here is the mother of all nightmares for you guys. It matches every form of gray screen paint. You have the gray screen, you have the online, which is actually freaking beautiful. You will have over here the African gray. Man, that's gonna wipe out a lot right there. Network gray, which you've seen what that stuff did to Jamie's product at the end of the day. Yeah, it tore the Cinemax a new one. And keep in mind, he's still mixing two other paints that we tested that did match, but he refuses. He put in the towel. He quits. He's not going near that ever again. He's not going to do those demonstrations. So that's how brutal that product was to him. Right over here, software gray. Yeah, then you got web gray. And if you want to go darker, guess what? There's one called cyberspace. And that's another freaking nightmare you have to deal with. So that right there is the color strip 235. That matches just about every screen paint right now that's being made. Yep, let the nightmares begin. Told you, Halloween, someone popped up at his door dressed like a freaking Sherman Williams paint candy. He had a freaking heart attack. Like, what the frick? Yeah, that's a nightmare. When I saw that, when I saw it in mine, the network gray is the worst of the worst because network grays can match multiple screen shades. I don't care if you're a little lighter, I don't care if you're a little darker, that thing can match you. And if you watch when Jamie painted the screen down, if you noticed that the network gray 773 was lighter than the screen, but it matched his contrast levels with no problem. The reason why his screen was starting to show a little better because Jamie had a red lamp in the background. You'll see it in the camera, you see it in the video when he moves around. He has a red lamp pointed directly at the network gray 773 to try to wash it out so his image would come up better. Gee whiz, man, you just cheated everything, don't you? Cheated everything, don't you? Let's go over here real quick. Let's grab, I don't like to talk when I don't like to speak it. There we go. Boom. This right here, it's called the Blacklist. If you haven't seen it, you haven't been there, you need to go here to educate yourself. There's a lot of cool, interesting stuff in here. Besides the people that are scamming people on house paint, we have a series of knockoff projectors, which is about to grow because I ordered some new projectors. Oh, I can't wait to get these toys in. They're going to be pretty funny. I ordered a 50,000 8K 1080p projector. That's going to be interesting. And I ordered a 5,000 and a 10,000 lumen projector. These are our tests right here. As you can see, we tested all three of them because I was curious to see how much of his paint would match house paint. And yeah, all his gray paints would match the network gray 773. This on his side, this is his demonstration he did himself. This is the outcome for him. Did you notice the box match also? Yeah, the cardboard box matched also. And now what makes this a little bit more easier, because again, when you're making the black and white paints, you know, a person who's making black and white paints, if the tones never existed, could easily say, well, you don't really know how much black paint to put in because you can make it too dark and mess it up, and you can make it too light. I know that perfect level to put in to get both of those, which you're really never getting at all, period. But anyway, still in the world of gray paint, if you do produce too dark, then your white levels drop dramatically and the paint can come out really dirty and ugly. And if your white levels are too high, then your contrast level suffers and color suffers and you don't have ambient light and all that stuff plays a mess in there too also. But anyway, with that being said, now that you got these things called tones, yeah, customers don't have to guess. Never have to guess ever again on how much black paint to put in. Just slide off the shelf and you're done. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's what makes tones dangerous. And that's why you don't see gray versus gray. Because if you happen to match a house paint, which somebody did already, that means your product is now less than the product that they sell in the house paint. And you get that stuff at $30 a gallon instead of paying $50 a quart or $60 a quart. You literally just bought 2 gallons. Just bought 2 gallons for what you paid for 1 quart. So that's why they hate the batch numbers. That's why they hate the gray versus gray. We love the black versus black. Kind of itching to do a demonstration right now with some black versus black. Anyway, right here you go. So you can see, this is what came up in his video. So consider the fact of all the people who purchased this product, which is the Cinemax from Jamie. They purchased that product and they saw that demonstration of his product matching. How would that make you feel if you painted that screen on a 150-inch screen and you've been bragging about it and talking about, yeah, I got this paint, man, it's freaking amazing, blah, da, 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 da. What the freak is this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I paid $90 for that product. At the time, it was like 90 bucks. I paid $90 for that product. and you find out how much that paint would have cost you at a gallon. You're getting pretty upset, aren't you? Going to ask a lot of questions. Was this product tested? Like, did you know about this? This was going to happen? They want their money back. See, I told you about the contrast levels? Yeah, contrast levels, that screen's lighter than his, and the contrast levels still match. The reason why it came out looking lighter in some areas because Jamie had a little red light in there that he was hitting the screen with. And there you go. How come we didn't have any problem here? But all the other demonstrations you were showing with contrast levels, the screen was washing out, but we didn't seem to have any problem here at all, period. And that paint's lighter. Now, since it's lighter, that means it picks up a higher white level. What she kept trying to say in the video, he picks up a higher white level. No, ain't gonna happen. So let's go over to, let's see, here we go. So in the first beginning, you'll see, no problem. Nice little matches. There's his title on the video right there. Also, too, we got a nice little gem in there also, too, to show the courts about you slandering my product. So we got you committing fraud in the video against your customers and ripping them off, and at the same time trying to basically slander my company. This is a very, very nice video for court. Very nice video. How you going to back this up? Can't back up that my product's black paint, so you're sued on that one. And on top of that, you can't back up at the end of the day that your product is not the same as house paint, because it matches house paint. You're going to get sued on that too. There's 2 lawsuits waiting for you in that one. That's for y'all to sue them for. I don't care at the end of the day. I got enough against them already. For those of you who got ripped off at the end. So let's see. Let's go over here. Now, the reason why this video went missing first is because he's in it. He's in it wearing a red hoodie. He's bearing receipts. He's showing off the container. He's painting the screen in, and boop, he matched. So that's why this video went missing. But between me and I think 100 or 200 people, but I don't know how many people went and dubbed this video and made copies of it. A lot of people made copies of this video. They have it. And that's what he doesn't like. He wants the video to go bye-bye. So he continued to show off the product as if it never even happened. But again, that shows you exactly how bold he is, because he still sells this product and he still shows it off on YouTube as if this never even happened. So if he's that bold, imagine how much of the other products are doing stuff that they, again, sorry about to open the camera, are doing things that aren't right. Brimming with confidence that he was going to pass that test. And I told you, you were not going to pass it. I told you it was going to be impossible because the tones were too perfect. So there he is bearing his receipts to show that he bought this product. Mind you, the reason why he did this demonstration, he was requested over 30 times to do this demonstration. He refused to. You know who got him to do it? His fan base got him to do it. They told him to do it. And you know what he did? He did it. Now, this video sat up there for around, there was 2 of them. They sat up there for around 4 months before he went in and removed the videos to try to hide them. But all the other people, I looked at their channels and looked at their products and stuff. They're telling stuff on the up and up, but you still got to batch number it at the end of the day. Even if you are telling the truth 100% and you're not ripping anybody off, you still have to batch number your stuff. Because again, you need to protect yourself. Now, what if you get somebody like this guy at the end of the day, goes in, tampers with your products and mess with them, and then turns around and says, hey, look, their products are coming out too dark, or they're doing this or doing that, and slanders your product. You have to have evidence that your product works in order to take that joker to court. You have to. And we got a ton of evidence on our technology showing that it doesn't do exactly what they claim. So you have to back that up. That's why batch numbers and testing is important. So when you run across people like this, you could take them to court and clean their clock. There's a receipt right there. Baron showing you at the end of the day that he bought the product. Now, Jamie, you know how much trouble you can get into this right here alone by itself? I'm going to tell you why. You're on a YouTube video showing a receipt that you purchased this product to do the side-by-side test. And the judge is going to ask you, did you remove this product off your site once you realized it was matching these house paint products? Or did you continue to sell them knowing that the products were house paint? We got evidence on that. I got 4 months of evidence where we were monitoring your website showing, yeah, I was monitoring your website. 4 months of monitoring your website showing you continue to sell these items on your site knowing that you were matching house paint. Yep. Not everything's done on a live stream. No, we sit there and we monitor your sites all the time. They're for court, building a case on them. So just because you see it live, but the majority, most of the time, we got recorders recording your sites for evidence. So you recorded for 4 months, showing your site clearly continue to sell this product long after you found out that you match house paint in a live stream. No way out of that at all. Any way out of it. We got videos that date back to your Frankenstein mixes that you were selling on eBay when you had the Frankenstein logo on the container. We got all that information. We got it. I told you I got stacks and stacks on you. At the end of the day, when you see me come into court, you're gonna see all these boxes come behind me. That's all you. Look at this. Okay, right here. This is what I show you right here. Okay, see this right here? I told you. The network grade 773 is lighter than his product, but yet it was able to blend into his screen and pick up his same contrast levels. That's what makes the network grade 773 dangerous, because a lot of people look at it and go, okay, my product's a little, that's what he probably thought on camera. My product's darker than this, a little darker. I'm going to be able to overpower this. No. I kind of told you that was not going to happen. So both of y'all failed. And I'll tell you why. Because when it says the perfect black, the perfect black, the perfect color, you know that's supposed to be black, right? Why in the world would an OLED say the perfect black, the perfect color, if the screen's gray? That doesn't sound like OLED to me. So the screen paint failed and you failed too, because that's supposed to be black. See right there, that's black right there. That's not black. So again, you're sitting on a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast P2 projector and it couldn't read on your screen, because that's supposed to be jet black. That's another thing that popped up in a lot of the forum sites. Looking at it like, man, screen's not even, what kind of projector is it, P2? It's like, what, 2,000,000 to 1 contrast? Yup. I told you at the end of the day. What did I tell you, people? I told you, you buy these projectors with the same amount of contrast, you can't see contrast. I don't care what you buy. You can't see it at all, period. You have to be in an extremely dark environment in order to pick up a decent shade of gray. You're not seeing black. So by the time you reach our technology, which is 100% black, you turn that option off because you won't need it. You just paid for something that, again, you don't need. You will never, ever, ever be able to utilize it, ever. And there's no point in turning it on when you use it with our stuff. It ain't gonna make your screen any blacker. So you just paid for something that you don't need. But again, let's get back to this. Watch this. If you saw this dozens of times, this shows you that he literally thought he was gonna be able to take the screen. He didn't realize when I told him that that network grade is a monster. And there you go. He matched it perfectly throughout the entire video. He matched it. And it got kind of bad because you seen him get up and sit down and get up and sit down and take his hand and put it in front of the screen and touch the camera over and over again and knock down the camera and pick it back up and walk out of the room and come back in. And then he started pulling objects out instead of covering up the screen. Yep, I'll show you. This is one thing started. He got into the hot seat. Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. What do you do? What do you do when you talked all this trash before the intro and said that one of the things I had right was I said that the product makes a good, the product that I use right here, what's it called? The network grade makes a good primer. Guess what makes a good primer too? Your product. because you just matched that screen. So that means that your product is cheaper than the network gray, but yet you charge $60 for this product. Ripped a lot of people off. You got to pay that money back. Even the box matched. Even the freaking box. And this is why, in the topic, should screen paints need to be tested? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They definitely do. This is a perfect example. Yes, they do need to be tested. On every level, they need to be tested. Look at that. He sat there on that camera and said that you were seeing two different screens. I'm pretty sure the judge ain't gonna see two different screens. Nobody sees two different screens. It's the same thing. So you said your product is 4K ready. Guess what else is 4K ready? Network Gray is 4K ready too. Yep. Let's get to, let's see. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Look at the box. The box is matching. And the box is not even painted. So he keeps touching the camera. He's going to try to block the screen as much as possible. Watch his hand. His hand's going to move up in front of the screen. He's going to try to do this in front of the camera so you see it less. So he knows he's in trouble. The minute that screen blended in, he knew he messed up big time. See? See how his hand is thrown in front of the camera? Your hand doesn't need to be in that direction, in that area where you're moving it around. So basically, you can actually do this. That's what he's trying to do in front of the camera. I'm gonna make myself some little hot mics. Some little hot mics. I'll make some little tiny hot mics. I'll make the little joint, the flames coming off. I'll make them glow in the dark. I'm gonna get one for myself. We're gonna have a lot of topics. Are gray screens fantastic for gaming? Which is better for gaming? Gray screens or black screens? So we're gonna have a lot of topics on a lot of things. See right here? See his hand going back and forth? Hand, see how it's blocking the screen? It's not supposed to be there at all, period. Deliberately doing that because he knew he messed up. Let's go over to the area over here. Yeah, constantly blocking the screen. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Just got his hand all in front of the camera to try to throw off the image. Gee whiz. Yeah, y'all didn't see all that, did you? Caught all of that. Everybody in the forum caught it. So if you're showing the screen off, why is your hand in that direction in front of the camera? Let's go over to look at the box. Keep your eyes on that box. See, that box also matched. I was like, what kind of box is that? It's a regular everyday Amazon box. Here we go with the hand again. Right in front of the screen. Let's get to where he was sitting down and he kept getting up and sitting down and getting up and sitting down. So if you notice, if you look at this hat, see how black his hat is? Her hair is supposed to be black. It's supposed to be the same color as his hat. Look at the teddy bear in the corner. All this is supposed to be bright, beautiful colors. This is his actual screen. This is just Cinemax. Look how badly it washed out. Those are supposed to be bright reds. This right here is supposed to be little greens in the background, all these different colors. And her hair is supposed to be jet black, which is supposed to match his hat, which is not. That is completely washed out. $3,300 for that machine when they came out. $3,300 for a machine, and you don't even get a chance to use it. That's a lot of y'all out there right now walking around with half your projector. Doesn't work because you're using a great product. Can't see it. Oh, this is where he gets up over and over and over again in the middle of the demonstration, and then brings back objects to block the very screen that he's supposed to be doing the demonstration against. That's nervousness. Look at it right there. And you know you messed up. This is why I said that's why they won't do batch numbers. They're terrified to do a batch number. It's a live demonstration. You mess up on a batch number, you can really destroy yourself. And the only way you're going to be to do a batch number is you're going to have to test your product. If you test your product, you know your product. So a batch number is nothing. That's easy. But if you haven't tested your product, you don't know what the outcome would be. So imagine if this video right here was a batch number. You know how much damage that would do to a person? That's why they can't do batch numbers. Others who saw what Jamie went through are terrified to do tests, and when they should be doing tests, but they're terrified to do tests and they're terrified of the batch number. They don't want to end up like this. And the ones who basically have ended up like this don't want to do batch numbers. You got one person, products nowhere to be found, dummy shopping carts left and right, except for one product is there, but it's not tested. There's no test on the products at all whatsoever. And the other person's matching house paint. Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it? That's absolutely fantastic. Feel sorry for the customers out there, but again, at the end of the day, that's why we're requesting batch numbers on everybody, not just them. Everybody needs to have a batch number. And if anyone ever sits there and says, "Well, why do you need them?" There you go. Some of y'all got this product sitting on your walls right now. You paid for overpriced house paint that you literally have sitting on your wall right now. Your daughter or son walks in front of there, or your wife walks in front of a gray hoodie. I bet you they blend right into your screen. Some people already got that wake-up call. Some people, just to shut me up at the end of the day, went out and did the test themselves and found out I was right. I know you did. That's why we kept hitting. That's why when we had this video, we kept hitting it over and over and over again and again and again. Again, I know what I'm doing when I do these demonstrations. So when I'm doing a demonstration, I'm hitting that hard on it over and over and over again. It's because I'm pushing his customers to shut me up. And how a customer is going to shut me up? They're going to go out and they're going to do the test themselves. That's what I did. And when they did the test themselves, what did they find out? They found that he matched house paint. Because you know why I know? Not one video demonstration did I find anyone proved me wrong. Not one. See, the reason why they didn't post the demonstration, because they were so embarrassed, because they believed in this guy at the end of the day. I feel sorry for that you did, but they felt embarrassed, especially those who talked him up. And then you found out his product matched the house paint and Mr. Bird was right. So you can't post that video, not ever. You have to keep that to yourself. Yeah, I know that already. That's why we pushed like that, because we wanted his own customers. We know he wasn't going to do the test properly. He wasn't going to go out and test the rest of his products. We left it up to his fans to do it. And for his fans to want to shut me up, they say, you know what? You don't want to do it? I'll do it. And yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. So now you just realize that you got ripped off. Now you see that the box he's holding up? Of all places to hold that box up, he has it right there in front of the network grade 773. He does it in every object he pulls up to try to block you from seeing as much as the damage you're seeing, because you can already see what's going on the screen in front of him. Why would a box have to be there? If you're doing a demonstration, the last thing you want is a box in front of the comparison screen. That actually shows guilt. Now, after I'm pretty sure he sat back and he watched this demonstration and took it all in, this is where he decided to go in and remove this video and put the title of this video on the second video, which was, he thought was the lesser of the two evils, but they were both the same. And in the process of us going there and showing off the other video, asking him to post it directly to his website so other people can see it, he went in and removed the video off his channel in front of a live stream in front of everybody. Everything he pulls up right in front of the screen. Now, if you notice, if you watch this demonstration, this is the OLED demonstration, the girl with all the stuffed animals and la-di-da-da-da. That bookcase is supposed to be bright red. This hoodie is literally brighter than the hoodie. Sorry, the hoodie is brighter than the bookcase. All right, people, my time's up. I'm trying to keep this down to a certain time here because, yeah, the next time I'm going to talk about the range game. Because, again, Danny, your products are fake. Jamie, your products are definitely fake. Y'all need to have more. Well, forget about that. Just forget about all the testing and all that stuff because it's never going to happen. If they had tested their stuff, they wouldn't have got caught in these situations to begin with. That's what that comes down to. If they did the test, the product wouldn't be in these situations right now. And like I said, you got one person at the other site, you can't find his stuff anywhere except for one item, and that's not even testing. That is freaking scary because they're dummy shopping carts. That's why you need to do your research. Go on YouTube, go through their channels, and see if these products do exist. Because we don't sell anything on our site unless it has videos, it has tests, and we can actually back it. That's the only way. Other than that, it's going to stay out of stock. Like you see the demonstrations we have for the gamer paints, the alpha scent, none of that stuff will ever be sold until we get proper paperwork for number one. We have to need to get for that, and we need testing. We have to show tons of videos. Anytime I talk to a customer, the first thing they ask for, you got any videos? Here you go. Do ultra short though. Do 1,000 lumens, certified screens. Yeah, we have to have videos on all that stuff. Can't just make stuff out of the air and go, oh, we got this stuff called Prism Blue projection screen for 3D mapping applications, and just put it on the site, put some old videos on it, and then sit there and say, oh, just buy this. Man, I'm telling you, that is such scammy. Let's see. Let's go over here. Go back here. Matter of fact. All right, he does have these under his name. All right, because before these things were coming up under his name and stuff. Wait. Yeah, okay. They're all reading Squarespace. Okay. So that is saying that. The freak. Thought so. I did a search on your picture, the one you have connected to your website. There is no video duplication of it. Look at this. We got this guy right here, but that's not Chew. And then we have this one right here. Trying to find the source of the video. Why is the picture so... See, that's the thing about certain pictures, when the pictures are so close to the screen, these are pictures we found out to come someplace else. You take a picture, it's better to show the background and everything because everybody knows it's your background. You know what I mean? Picture was taken. I literally had somebody actually lift pictures off our account and try to use them on their own YouTube, or not YouTube, but their Facebook. And I was like, no, you can't touch it inside of my freaking house, man. You can't do that. That's why I do it at a far distance back. So I can back that up in court. Like, yeah, that's where to live at, blah, 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 blah. But when you have them so close, you don't know where the images could have came from. But that's not picking up anything. Let me see if we can find search source. Nothing's coming up through search source. That is really interesting. Still got it there, don't you? Wow. I would have thought he would have removed this picture out a long time ago. All right, before we close it up real quick, I got to add this in here real quick. Again, you really got to make sure these websites are legit. You're not getting ripped off. As you can see, everything he's got written in his site at the end of the day is fake. And the reason why I tell you it's fake, because he doesn't have videos to back up any of the products. And well, sorry, one video he has to back up the product, and even that video is not even tested. It's one video. You should have dozens and dozens of videos on one products. Keep in mind, you have to have them on ultra short though compatible. You have to show them in fully lit environments. You have to show them in different ranges of projectors they have to be displayed on, how they work inside, how they work outside. And those same projectors still have to be displayed inside and outside. How do they work against certified screens? So there are tons of videos that you can have just on one product. And the fact he only has one video there and it's in the dark, yeah, he just pretty much didn't put the time or effort in to work. Just like Jamie's site, they don't put the time or effort in. They just write anything they want or copy whatever they want on somebody else's site, and just hopefully someone will come in there and just buy their stuff. This says right here, gymnasium. You don't know the difference between a church and a gymnasium? So this is supposed to be Partey's Gymnasium Life Center install. We blew this up. You can see right here, there is no place to stick a screen at in here. Let's see if we do a back search on this, see if this image comes up showing that you did the installment in here. And no, there's nothing here. It says anything about you doing an install in this particular, in this building here. Nothing. Let's go over and do a search first. Find, so we can find what comes up over here. Yeah. Gee whiz, you guys just rip everything off, don't you? Let me help you out here real quick. Gymnasium. This is a gymnasium. See, Danny, just to help you out a little bit here. Gymnasium. These are gymnasiums right here. Big old court. Sometimes you have bleachers on either side. Basketball, whatever. Volleyball, whatever. These are gymnasiums. You see this? See, there's no seats in the middle. These are all gymnasiums. What you have there is church. Church. Now, see the inside of the church? You see all those seats in the middle? That's what it has. The podium, stage, that's a church. See, that's what I'm saying. People do, when you do dirty stuff all day long, you cheat and you lie and you do dirty stuff, you will trip over your own feet as you're doing dirty stuff. Literally had a nerve to put them there from Partey's humble beginnings. And the humble beginnings start off with you ripping off an image. It has nothing to do with any of your installments whatsoever. Founded in March of 2017 from very humble beginnings. Yeah, that speaks volumes. Very humble beginnings. It's humble beginnings with your products having dummy shopping carts, because all those shopping carts included only the one, the lighter gray. And that's an untested product right there from the door, because we don't know what that stuff will turn into. But the rest of them, they're all dummy carts, because there's no videos, there's no information, there's nothing. We're going straight to your site. So whatever you wrote about that product, you have no videos, nothing, no tests, nothing to back it up, not a thing, nothing. So those are dummy carts. That right there, which clearly is a gymnasium and not a church, that you say from humble beginnings, and you just lie through the whole entire thing. Let's just watch one of your, I'm gonna watch this video on this range gain. Did he talk about the range gain in this video? Oh, no, he didn't talk about range gain. Range gain never came up in any of the videos. Let's go back to the home beginning here. This is where he explains where his product is actually made not over the counter. His product is made from scratch. I'll tell you something. Your product is made from scratch. I got some people in zoning that may have a little conversation with the people in your neck of the woods about you making these raw element chemicals without freaking proper zoning, chemistry background, or basically even the permits and licenses to even make this stuff. If you're making it basically from not over a counter, everything's made from scratch. See what's going on here. Here we go. All right. Let's see. It says right here. Let's see. Parte's premium screen paints, PSPs, are made from scratch and not from over the counter. Would you like me to send that to a personal friend of mine? He works in that division and zoning and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure you can contact somebody in your neck of the woods and figure out exactly where your location is at. Because if that's the case, that means you are working with chemicals, again, and this is another problem we have for terminal. Number one, they're hazardous chemicals. Number two, they're unstable because you really don't know if you're mixing stuff together, and this is stuff that's made by raw elements. You don't know what how it might affect, like cold or maybe warm weather, or maybe shaking it up too, or something could cause something. It can be extremely hazardous, because this stuff could possibly kill somebody if you're making statements like that. So what do you mean by made by scratch? You need to clarify that, because people don't want to be buying chemicals to the mail that have not been tested. Mind you, everything you buy over the counter has safety material data codes on it. It's been tested, it's been through flash zones and blah, blah, blah. It's been tested already. It's over the counter. But you're saying your stuff is not over the counter. It's made by scratch. So what do you mean by scratch? Because, yeah, that's a huge red flag for anybody. So let's see what he means by this. Here's a video on this. I'm going to pause this, take this out real quick. Got music playing in the background. Pause that. All right, that's right now. Got a player back here playing somewhere. There we go. Gotcha. All right, let's see. I got to hear this. This is made all from scratch. Let's see, make sure we don't lose our spot here. Boom, 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 boom. You see? Nope. It's me watching something on propanes. Let me see. Where are you at? Nope. Different video player. Nope. Here we go. This has got to be you. All right. Now, everything we just saw, everything we just witnessed, products are not missing, products are not there. And he's going to talk about a product that doesn't even exist. And mind what we said in the demonstration with the range gain, he doesn't talk about that anytime in here either at all. Sorry, he doesn't talk about it all here, but also to keep in mind that we went to the video looking for the range gain, and all we kept picking up was basically the same video on how to paint the screen, and even that came up 2 colors. So let's listen to what this is. Let me see.
All right, folks, I'm going to try to make pretty short work of as many questions we've received as possible in a short period of time. So let's start with PSP design. All right, so what's different about the design of...
Now, before I start this, remember, we just went to his YouTube channel. We couldn't find anything on this product. So how are you talking about something that there's no videos on, except for one video we saw, but no videos on the rest of them at all? It doesn't explain anything about range gain. I mean, and you got pictures on something that doesn't exist. So how can you talk about it? It's a lie.
PSP versus gobbledygook. That's been a big question. So gobbledygook was primarily a group of polymers mixed with ink tints that built transparency transparency and diffusion enough to where it would provide transmission, which is one of the three things that light does. It gets absorbed, it gets reflected, or it gets transmitted. That transmission provided additional ALR properties, or provided ALR properties to help lights, even lighter screens, stand up longer and light. PSP is a little different. Now, it is made from scratch. When I say made from scratch, what we do is we use a very thin binder. That is the glue in paint. We add, and it is an over-the-counter tint that we purchase because I don't make my own tint, but we had to find a neutral tint. So we...
That makes it over-the-counter. You said made by scratch, not over-the-counter. And what you just added was over-the-counter.
We had to find a neutral tint, counter tint that we purchase. That is the glue in paint. We add, and it is an over-the-counter tint that we purchase because I don't make my own tint, but we had to find a neutral tint. So we work with our friends at Sherwin-Williams, and they provided us some options for neutral tints, and we grabbed a couple of those.
Okay, so whatever he used for the tint ain't working. If you notice, in the demonstration with Solid Wake 5, he shook the can up. It was charcoal gray when he pulled off the top. He was charcoal gray and he mixed the knife around in it, but the screen didn't paint up that color. It came up a light gray. I'm sorry, a mid gray. So it kind of looked the same way he did before he painted it. It didn't change. When he painted the screen himself, it was black on one side, and then when he did the up close, that screen came out gray. Even when he poured it out, the bucket was black, but when he poured it out, it was a mixture of a darker gray and kind of a light gray, like something in there wasn't mixing too well. So I don't know where he got that sun from.
Did some tests with them and found the one that fit best for us. This is a very thin mix. It's intended to be a thin mix, and I'll get to that in just a second. But this is a handcrafted paint that is designed specifically for projection screens. So let's get into that next. Now, there are all kinds of paints designed to do all kinds of things. There's paint for your walls, paints for your car, paints for models, paints for the exterior of your house, paints that are resistant to heat. So there's paints for all kinds of things. And I'm kind of baffled by this whole argument that goes on out there in the community about the paint. And I know most of it's stemming from one person, but you know, it's paint. Okay, it's paint that's bought over the counter, and then people mix things into it to try to make it better for projection. But the truth is what you want for your projection screen is a very thin coat of tint.
So, question here. I've been here longer than you have. Matter of fact, I rapped twice about how long you've been here. Doesn't mean I've been here long enough to actually rap him twice already. I have more knowledge, more experience, and judging by YouTube channel versus YouTube channel, I definitely have done more demonstrations you ever have done. So I would have far more experience. But that being said, he didn't even know what he's talking about. If that was the case, his product wouldn't have failed so miserably. And again, we would see some demonstrations on everything that he's talking about, but yet on his channel, there's no demonstrations on this product, this PSP product, which he has labeled right here in the video. And yet he talks about it, but we can't find any videos. Not even on his own YouTube channel, we can't find anything. So you're just watching somebody lie right in front of you.
That's what you want, a very thin coat of tint that is going to do certain things to enhance your image. You don't want thick, gloppy, viscous paint put on your screen, it's going to leave a lot of texture. And you don't want heavy texture on your screen. It's going to impact your imagery. You're never going to get clarified images, good, clean, crisp images on a screen that's got just a buck.
You got to bring this up. You said you don't want a lot of texture on your screen, right? All right. So, if you haven't seen this demonstration, this is where he paints the screen up close and it changes colors. But not only that, you see this really awful look to the surface? Yeah, that's pretty much what the screen triggered off. Hold on, let me get my charger real quick. You said in texture, right? Ooh, I gotta show you something. Get my charger. Oh, and let me explain to you something about when you scream, no sale. I have 3 major companies knocking down my door for my technology. Right now, I'm the only person that produces a screen that can eat sunlight. Can you do it? No, you can't. So the technology I'm bearing, yeah, it's going to revolution on how you basically use your projection setup. Like you guys, you can't pass house paint at the end of the day. So no, my stuff is going to sell like crazy. It's going to sell like absolute crazy. It's selling now. So yeah, with that being said. But anyway, no, you guys are done. You're not selling any more paint at all, period. You're finished. But let's show you right here. That's what I'm going to show you. Make sure my charger's in here. There we go. All right. He said no texture, right? So let's have a look at this. You say you don't leave any texture on your screen? What the freak is that then? What's that? No texture. You don't leave any texture. What is that? You don't leave any texture. That's what you said. There's texture all over your screen. I don't even know what that other stuff is because it looks like the same skin that you find on pudding. I don't know what that is. You leave so much, you can't mask any imperfections, any divots the wall may have because your stuff is not thin. It's not thick, it's very thin. And the problem you have with that is everything and anything is going to show up. If you don't believe me, go get some poly, paint over your wall, see how many divots and marks pop up. Heavier screen paints have a habit of masking all that so you don't see it. That's why it cuts down on sanding. What he doesn't understand is he wasn't in the era of goose screen. I was. And in the era of goose screen's product was extremely thin. They could be rolled on, but they were thin. They didn't streak at all, which is pretty incredible. But anyway, with their products, you had to sand the walls down to they're almost like glass because any imperfections would push through because the material was thin. But your product showed everything on that board. Every imperfection that board had, your screen pulled it through. Look at that. Get that a little bit in there. There we go. Look at that. What is that? Yeah. Bad job. Extremely bad job. Didn't mix well. The chemical came out, when the guy shook it up, colors changed on the screen. It changed on your screen because you painted a black screen. This is gray. So that's a black screen you painted there. Right there. But as you started to paint the screen, you could see the second color pop up. See that gray pushing through? That's because the paint wasn't mixing well. So that's why you're seeing two different colors there instead of seeing all black. Because what he has in the container that he's mixing around is black. So how come when you paint the screen, get my little cursor right here, we go. When you paint the screen in, it's dark, but as you roll over top of it, it turns gray. Did you notice that? Every time he rolls back over top of it, the screen changes color. So whatever that stuff is you got from Home Depot or whatever you purchased from, that stuff changed colors on your screen. Now I bet you go back in. Now look at this. Watch the screen right here. See? Now you think it's black. Now when he paints the screen in, it's gray. And it's not even taken well because you can see the gray screen pushing through. But everything you can see what he's saying on camera about the product being not having any imperfections, not leaving any marks or anything on the screen or any kind of like goop or whatever he described it. His screen is literally showing these little marks where they're popping up on his screen. There's this layer of goop and you can see the lines and everything coming through the screen. On top of that, these little white areas you're seeing, that is the original gray screen pushing through because the screen is so watered down. Whatever he has and it's so watered down, it's not taken to the screen too well. So it's gray here and it's black over there. You should just call it, what's the word for it? Yin Yang paint? No, that'd be black and white. You can't do that. Something you should call it. Chameleon paint. That's the perfect name for it. No, it can't be chameleons. Chameleons actually change when you move around, so it wouldn't be that. It have to change in motion. So that wouldn't be it either. Let's finish this right here. And that's a lot of talk, Danny, for a product at the end of the day that we can't find any videos on. You can't support the range gain. And I haven't heard one time in the video of you explaining anything about range gain. You just completely put that in there and haven't said anything else about it. Let's see.
Better for projection. But the truth is what you want for your projection screen is a very thin coat of tint. That's what you want, a very thin coat of tint that is going to do certain things to enhance your image. You don't want thick, gloppy, viscous paint put on your screen. It's going to leave a lot of texture, and you don't want heavy texture on your screen. It's going to impact your imagery. You're never going to get clarified images, good, clean, crisp images on a screen that's got just a buttload of texture. So once again, designed specifically for projection screens. Next up, reflective solids. Why is it important not to use reflective solids whenever you're trying to improve your imagery? Well, one of the key things, folks use mica, and there's different grades of cosmetic mica. You can get it in a number of different colors. There's metallic paint, mostly like a silver metallic paint. There are different black metallics. There's all kinds of stuff out there. But here's the thing. The underlying reflective in that is going to be some sort of metal, right? Like aluminum, little steel chips or different metallic chips that they would use in there, mica. It's all going to have a silvery base. That silvery base will make your screen.
Here's the funny thing about it, because when these guys are getting permission to try to make my product, you failed to make it. Not only did you fail to make it, I had to upgrade it and make a version of it that even I beat. The version I made had a very high silver mica that I added into it to show that even if you add mica to it, you couldn't match our products. So I added silver mica, added this really high-end silver kind of Metallica paint that I used, and I used Dynasty Black. Now, the difference between what I made and what you guys try to make is I made a product that was black. You guys kept coming up gray. And it still couldn't match my product. So I ended up beating that product and your product at the same time. Nah, that doesn't work either. So bottom line is most likely you would see that mica, you would see it in pretty much like gray paints. What I've seen in his product already, when we've had it down, he had a product that he showed you how to make it for free. He had mica in it. How to make free black screen paint. It was a product that he was using. He put Vaseline in it. I don't know why he put Vaseline into it, but it was hot spotting. And the reason why we knew this was his product because previous videos that he's done back when he had that other product, there were complaints about his product hot spotting. Did the same thing on our end. So he was putting mica, and for some reason, I don't know why he's putting Vaseline. He said the Vaseline worked as some kind of protection for the poly to keep it from deteriorating. It's some dumb nonsense all the time. Like the water is used or basically as a delivery system or the product may evaporate. Always something.
Whites look more silvery. So we stay away from reflective solids because you get closer to a true white whenever you're looking at darker screens when you do not use metallic solids, because they're always going to give you a silvery effect. Doesn't matter whether you use like the white cosmetic mica. Once you mix that white cosmetic mica into any kind of formula and start to stir it up, all that white tint's going to go away and you're left once again with those silvery reflective particles. All right, next up we got neutral imagery. Now, why is that important? I know that many of you have probably seen discussions about this, but especially when you're dealing with paints, whether you know you're doing it or you don't know you're doing it because you just bought a paint that looked nice to you over the counter, you have a number of paints that are actually...
Danny, oh, I still wish you were in the room right now. There's so many questions I have to ask you about this video. You keep saying over the counter, and yet you said your product, your tint version was over the counter. So, again, after what I've seen on your page of trying to find these paints and not finding any videos but pictures somehow, get to like the Bermuda Triangle of websites. But anyway, it's like all a mystery. We're finding pictures and no videos. And everything you're saying doesn't even, you didn't mention anything about range gain. We completely skipped that altogether because are we going to explain range gain? We can't find it. Then we go to your site and we click on range gain and it leads to the same video how to paint it in. Then we watch the paint on demonstration. You come up with two different colors. The person doing the review for you came up with two different colors. What the freak are you talking about? Like literally, what are you talking about at all period? Like everything you're saying doesn't match anything that you're trying to explain. And then you said about texture, and we saw in the video where your paint pulled up this really nasty texture all over the screen. As a matter of fact, the first time a person paints the screen now, which is the first impression is the last impression, because again, if a person's doing something for the first time, they want to see outstanding results because this builds their confidence to keep on going with it, not fail at it and go, oh, gee whiz, I'm not doing this, man. I might mess it up even worse. That's the first thing that's going to pop in a person's head. So they want to see good results on the door. And you paint your screen in, or you paint it to your wall, and you're seeing the actual color of your wall pushing through the screen, you're not going to like that at all, period. No one's going to like that. So again, no, that's not going to work at all, period. But this right here, yes, is all a lie. Because again, where are the rest of the videos? Let's continue.
Tertiary. And what that means is they use a whole bunch of different colors to mix up to make a gray or to come to something that comes to a black, but they won't be true. In other words, they won't be neutral. Your blacks may pull sort of a brown kind of color. Your grays may pull anywhere in the bluish green hue, anywhere in that color spectrum. They can shift back and forth. You can also see, I've seen like with the Network Gray 773, it pulls kind of a manila color. Once again, a tertiary. I talked to the guys at Sherwin-Williams, not meant for projection screens, not a good product for projecting.
Now, it's interesting that you would mention Network Gray 773 because someone matched that paint exactly. So, what are you saying? That's interesting. He mentioned Network Gray 773. Jamie matched the network grade 773. So is Jamie's product considered to be a screen paint? Well, no. It matched the house paint, so it's a house paint. That's what it is. And he said it wasn't meant for projection screens. So what is he saying? He's saying Jamie's paint's not made for projection screens? Kind of sounds like he said it. Now, if Jamie beat the network grade 773 and he showed a way different picture, then he could honestly say that. But he just lumped Jamie's picture in with the network grade 773 and just said his screen wasn't a screen. Yeah, and you sat there. You guys are idiots. You're like, what they call it? It's like watching people stab each other in the back. He literally just stabbed you clean in the back. I'm not instigating. He literally just said it right there. If you tested network grade 773 and you matched that product in a demonstration like that, and he just sat there and said that network grade, it's a bit vanilla, it's this, that, and the other, there's no way in the world he was trying to defend you. And if he did try to defend you, he did a poor job of doing it because you matched that demonstration in a live stream and everybody saw it. Whatever anyone says about network grade 773, they say about your product. Wow. Just literally just sat there and said, it's not a real screen paint. So your product is not a real screen paint. He just sat there and said it. And what are you going to sit there and say at the end of the day, Jamie? You're going to sit there and say, oh, but I did. Oh, you didn't what? You're not the same as network grade 773. I'm clearly you are. I'm looking at it right now. Everybody else is seeing it. So what of that? If you're making claims that you're not, then you need to show some demonstrations to show that you're not. Because so far I haven't seen anything yet. So he just said your product's not a screen paint. That's what he said. Literally just said it.
So see, I've seen like with the network gray 773, it pulls kind of a manila color. Once again, a tertiary. I talked to the guys at Sherwin-Williams, not meant for projection screens, not a good product for projection screens. Regardless of what anybody out there says, it's a tertiary. You're never going to.
So again, getting back to this, he said not to be a projection screen. At the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. He matched the house paint. So again, why would I sit there and spend around 50, 60 bucks for a screen paint when I can do the same thing with the house paint? As far as I'm concerned, the house paint becomes screen paint. Where do you think Bear silver screen came from? Yeah, it was actually like some kind of screen paint that Home Depot was trying to develop. That's why I got the name Silver Screen. Because that stuff came out before you ever existed. Maybe Jamie might have been around. I'm not sure if he was, but I know Danny wasn't anywhere to be around. He wasn't even thought of. But anyway, yeah, that's when Home Depot was all over different form sites. Yeah, Home Depot's got their own screen paint. They got their own screen paint. Really, what is it called? It's called Bear Silver Screen. Everybody was buying it up. Yeah, because they decided to jump on the game too. They seen all these people walking in and out of their store buying paints that were making their own version of their own screen paints and having YouTube videos, which they were sharing with the people behind the counters. And the people started looking up these videos like, shoot, these guys are making money off us. We got to get in this game too. Just like the little homes. People did realize that the little shacks in the back there, they were selling like crazy. Why do you think? All of a sudden they just jump, boom, people are buying them like crazy. What's going on with them? And then Home Depot caught on to it, and now they sell these models that you can buy that are already done. Some have drywall, some have plumbing. They're already partially done or all the way done, or you can just buy one completely done by their experts because they got all the stuff to do it. So they do it for you. Yeah, they jumped in on that game. They're not dumb at the end of the day. They pretty figure it out at the end of the day, but yeah. So bottom line is these products that are made out of screen paints are basically, some of them are house paints, just like Jamie did the black and white paint. That's two versions of house paint right there. So what he's trying to say at the end of the day, because his stuff is not over the counter and that he makes it from scratch, that his product is not a part of that area right there at all, period, that his product is completely different. Yeah, right. This is why we can't find any demonstrations of no comparisons or nothing whatsoever. But as for you, Jamie boy, he threw you under a bus. Now, for me, I couldn't care less what he says because, again, I can back my tech. But you guys, at the end of the day, you can't back your stuff. So that's going to be a problem for you guys. You can't back your stuff. So his stuff matched the house paint, and he just sat there and slammed the house paint by saying that, hey, my product's not a house paint, but he bought a pigment from Sherwin-Williams that's used for house paints. And yet, for some reason, whatever he has in that can, it didn't mix well. Because, again, even though Jamie's paints are house paint at the end of the day, and they do match house paint, at least when he paints the screen in, the screen's painted in. He doesn't have to go over 4 or 5 times. It's not going to change colors on them or none of that nonsense at the end of the day, but they're both scan paints. I'm just saying one is just a little bit lesser than the other 2 evils, or 1 evil if they put it that way. Let's see what the rest of this is saying too on top of this.
Want to get a good neutral color image. You'll never get close to full color accuracy. So it's very important that whenever you're looking for things to put into a paint, that you make sure it's not something that's going to skew your colors. It's not going to pull blues, heavy blues, purples, aquas, any of that kind of stuff. And lastly, a more simple application. The PS.
Let me get this straight. That's the last one? Where's the range gain? Are you kidding me? Where is this range gain? Oh my goodness. I swear, in the other video demonstration, I allowed you out the goopity goop. He literally said in the demonstration, and we got it on recording, I'm saying if you paint the screen an extra coat, it basically gets a little brighter. Literally have you saying that on camera. But where is the range gain? We watched this video, then you have the other video have on there about basically about how to paint the screen. It's not in there, but yet you got the links pushing to that. Oh my goodness. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Definitely. Gee whiz. Just make it up as we go along. Simple application. Oh, we saw the application. It was not simple in any way whatsoever. No way. You painted that screen way too many times. The reason why I told you, because when he was painting the screen, it was changing colors on him. That's why I kept going over. Between that and the screen streaking, he kept going back over it again and again and again. That's why it took him so long. Man.
P-line will require generally 2 applications, 2 coats. The reason for that is because for it to be a 1-coat solution, you have to add particle. And you've heard me talk about particle in the past. If you've watched the channel, the addition of particle is going to make the paint much thicker, which is going to lead to texture. So once again, going back to the earlier conversations, we want to keep as much texture off the screen as possible. So these have been made to do 2 coats, and you should be good to go. I'll have an application video up tomorrow that will show you just how simple it is to paint this over your existing screen.
This is the application video. Did you watch this video? Did you see how many times, how long it took to paint the screen? It was like 16 minutes or something like that to paint the screen in. 1 coat. Danny, do you even know what a 2-coat process is? You paint it 1 time, it dries, you paint it again, you're done. That's it. That's 2 coats. That's it. Not paint the screen just to get it wet and then say 3rd coat application afterwards. 1, 2, 3. Let's go check this out real fast, real quick, because again, I watched this thing so many times. I watched this thing so many times. I know your own demonstration. The last demonstration was so freaking hectic that he actually messed up in his own demonstration because he couldn't remember all the steps. Oh, the madness, the freaking madness. And mind you, the paint he starts off with is black.
The application across the fixed frame screen. This is a fixed frame pine screen that I've made. I've used numerous times. This is the one that has a lot of texture on it. And currently in the floor, it has Polaris as the coating, and I'm going to change that out here with Sirius A. So I'm just kind of mixing up the formula, and that's something you're going to want to do, whenever you get the formula, you're definitely going to want to stir the bottom and the sides.
Black.
Because you want to make sure that the tint, which is a powder, sometimes it'll want to settle to the bottom. So you want to make sure you get it stirred up real good. Just showing you my old beat up roller I use there. Nothing special. I wouldn't use anything. I would always recommend that you use a fresh roller. Do as I say, not as I do. I would just recommend it. I do a lot of coatings on these, so I'll use the same roller over and over and over again. But especially if you're new to this, I would definitely recommend that you use a fresh roller. And it's a 1/4 inch nap roller. You can use a 3/8. Just know that once you start getting above a 3/8 roller, you're probably going to be introducing more texture to the screen than what you would want. So just be cautionary with that. But you're going to see I'm going to pour about a big plate sized, like a dinner plate sized amount over on one side there. And then we're just going to go through the steps. And I'm doing this roll a little slowly by comparison to how I usually roll, just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And then at the end, so you can see closer, I do a small panel where I just kind of replicate the application steps. Very easy.
Now remember what he said. He does a small panel to replicate the application steps, right? So how in the world is the screen start off black here and ended up gray there? And you just saw what he was mixing was basically black. Changes colors on you. Now, mind what he said in the other video, 2-coat application. Let's see how many times. When you paint the screen in, it should never take that long to do 2 coats. Never.
It only takes, I think the total time here was like 6 minutes and something to paint the screen.
Oh, we did not see that. That's actually gray. It's gray with little, look at it. You see it right there? See how it's gray? And you see those little, actually it's darker, but you see those little spots of gray in there, right there? Yeah. That stuff is not mixing well at all, period. You're gonna have like a marble effect projection screen. No, okay.
So it doesn't take very long at all. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It's just actually taking the material. You saw I poured it out. Taking the material and then spreading it across the screen. I'm not actually trying to paint the screen at this point. I'm just trying to make sure that I get the materials.
All right, listen to what he said. It takes 2 coats, right? Right now, he's not trying to paint the screen. He's trying to coat the surface. Technically, you just painted the screen. That's what you just did. So if that's not painting the screen, you put all that work in just to cover the paint over the surface, and then you have to put 2 coats. Wouldn't that make that 3? And no one's going to do that crap. You get a 150-inch screen. It's a big screen. That's 7 feet by 13 feet screen. You're going to tell me I'm going to just paint over that thing just to wet it? That's it? And now I got to paint the screen? Oh, heck no. That's why I'm dreading painting the screen in.
Spread all over the screen. Why is that important? A lot of times, especially with thick viscous paints, if you start in an area, you can pour out a good bit and start rolling your area. But just like on a wall, you're only going to get so far, and then it starts running thin, and you're going to have to pour more. It would take much more paint to paint this if you were using just standard acrylic paint. And you're not going to get the visual results that you're looking for out of that kind of paint anyway. But essentially, taking this, and I'm just kind of moving it across the screen, making sure that I get, this screen has a lot of little divots in it from where I've cut it and done all kinds of things, and I'm trying to get just a solid uniform kind of application on here. So I'm taking time with little pockets. When you're doing a screen like this, you've got a center bar, and then you've got your frame on the outside.
So you see that light color popping up across his screen? His screen is streaking. So he's streaking it. He can't get the color to blend right. If you notice, it's a different color here. It's a different color here. It's 2 different colors popping up on the screen. So he's trying to get it to blend in with the roller, and it's not going so well. This is why he's off. Look, this open area here is open here. It's all over the screen. That is a mess. That's 2 different colors you're seeing right there and there.
Either side of this screen from the center bar is going to want to sag.
It's changing color.
So once again, one of the reasons I'm just taking the time to make sure that I get the material all over the screen, and then I'm going to go back and actually do the paint steps, which is steps 2 and 3 from the application steps that you would have in hand with your product there. So you can see I'm not doing anything kind of special, just I'm here, there, everywhere, just kind of moving it around, making sure that I get just the total surface coated. Now that I've got it coated,
it took that long to coat the surface. Sorry, I'm eating something. But it took that long to coat it. Now, Mike, you haven't painted the screen yet. I know, you have not painted yet. You just have to soak the surface to get it wet.
I'm going to come back and I'm going to use some pressure. Now, you're not trying to push the roller through the screen, obviously. But what you're trying to do is just put enough pressure to really squeeze and lay that material down. Spread it across your screen evenly. Now, when I say evenly, on either side of the roller, every time that you do a roll across, you're going to have a little roll line of material. And that...
Now, if you use thicker paint, you won't. You don't have that issue. I'm going to explain something to you. One thing, two people, look how he's painting the screen. Look at the direction. This is stupid. And I'll tell you why it's stupid. Again, that screen's 4 feet by 7 feet. It's 100-inch screen. If he's doing a 120-inch screen, that's 5 feet by 9 feet. When you start reaching the big boy size screens, that is going to be a nightmare to paint because you got to stretch all the way over to the other side of the screen, come back all the way over. Yeah, so question is, Danny, question for you. How would I paint that if that was painting my wall? Because if I'm painting my wall, that means I got to get up on a ladder and I got to stretch all the way over and bring it back. Yeah, it's going to be a headache to do because you don't advise you to paint the screen this way, which will be the easiest way to do it. Even if you're on a ladder, that still makes it an easy way to do it. If you're going to be doing a paint sprayer, what are you going to do? It's going to go, well, okay, you can jump from one side to the next with a paint sprayer, but still, if you're rolling it in, that's going to be a difficult time to do because you got to climb up on a ladder because you're not, unless you're 7 feet tall, and you got to stretch all the way, even at 4 feet tall, which you're higher than that, but you still got to stretch all the way over. Painting it on the floor, it's going to be a lot easier than painting it on the wall. And again, as I told you before, when you set a screen up, I'm pretty sure you move all your stuff out of your living room or whatever you're doing, you move stuff away, out of the way to build the screen. So when you take this screen off your wall, you're going to have to remove all that furniture like you did the last time to put the screen back to the ground to paint it, depending on the size of your screen. And if you ever had the luxury of taking 120, 135, 150 off a wall and laying it down, they take up quite a lot of room. I've done all those. They're pretty big screens.
That's why we do the third step.
Never paint the screen this way. Too much work.
Because you are putting pressure. It's a thin material. So as you're laying the material down with your, you notice I'm just going line by line here. And as you're laying the material down, you can't see it from here, but you're going to have small roll.
You see the color change? It pops up through the whole screen. Every time he rolls over this thing, it changes the screen color. Look.
Lines on either side of your roller. So we're going to want to take care of that in step 3. But step 2 is really about making sure that you don't have any of this that's just kind of pulled up somewhere, that it's all spread out evenly across the screen. Taking just a little bit of time around the edges to make sure that I don't have any lines there where the...
Yeah, I'm seeing lines all over your screen. All right, Danny, let me explain something to you real quick, okay? So basically, you're saying steps, all right? The minute you take paint and you apply it to a surface, that's one coat. When that dries and you apply another that covers that entire surface, that's 2 coats. That's what it means. It's not step 1, step 3. Like step 1, we paint the screen 4 times. That's step 1. And then step 2, we paint the screen 3 times, and that's step 2. No. The minute you apply that paint to that surface, that's considered to be a coat of paint. That's 1 coat. You paint it again, that's 2 coats. Your system is way off. If that was the case, it would take you forever to paint the screen. Step 1, we will paint the screen 4 times. That's 1 coat. Step 2, we will paint the screen 5 times. That's 1 coat. No. It doesn't work that way. You've literally painted the screen 1 time already. You want back, every time you go back over it, that's another coat.
The wood frame actually meets the screen. All right, so now we're going to start step 3, which is just, I'm just going to take the roller. I just pretty much let the roller bar lay in my hand and just kind of push it across and pull it back. And I'm going half over, and I'll show you what that means, what that looks like here in just a second, but I'm going half over each previous line just to roll out the little roll marks from where I was putting pressure on it. This is just kind of...
But you just got finished saying in your video that your screen doesn't leave any marks. And now you're in there rolling over the roll marks. We're already 5:55 into this already. You're literally painting over the screen after you painted over the screen, which shows that you're just trying to get rid of the roll marks that your screen picked up to begin with because it's too freaking thin. Gee whiz.
Evening out the roll, just to make sure you don't have any heavy lines anywhere from your previous pressure roll.
Don't touch that screen. He'll go over it again.
You see how fast that goes? Very quick. And then I'll just kind of touch up on some little areas there on the side, around the edges, just to make sure that we're good. This process, taking it across from one end of the screen to the other end of the screen, rather than top to bottom, avoids having any kind of lines on that middle bar. Because if you roll, say, you know, the height of the screen to the bottom of the screen, and you go...
Really? He's still touching the screen. He just painted the screen the first time. He went back over it again. Sorry, he went back over again this way. He did it again. Now he's going back up this way. Yeah, he's marked the screen up. There's no reason why you have to paint that screen that many times. We're already 6 minutes and 38 of him painting the screen in. All right, let's see where he's going with the roller.
Go across that center bar, you're always going to have a little more material on either side of that bar that'll want to dry thicker. So it's always better to go across the bar from side to side. All right, so there's roll.
Danny, please do a video of you painting across the screen at 148 inches, 235.1. Please paint one of the screens the way you said you paint a screen. I would love to see that. And do it while the screen is hanging on the wall. I would love to see this, because if you don't, I'm doing this demonstration for you. There's so many things I want to do with this paint when I get it. Definitely going to paint this to the wall and show you the splatter effect. So we have to put a fake wall in and a side wall to show you how much paint splatters to the wall. And that's a light roll and heavy roll to see exactly how much it splatters. On top of that, the inconvenience, again, of trying to paint this thing to a wall and you have to go this way. Oh, please do that. Get a 235.1 build with a wide screen, it's a super wide screen, and please do that demonstration. I would love to see that. This man's going to take out his back. All right, let's see where he's going now. He finished this yet?
Number one, I'm going to show you the second roll, which really kind of wasn't necessary. Now, I dried this.
All right, so that's the second row coming in, and we're at 7 minutes. It took 7 minutes to put the first one in. Think I'm joking? Voila! 7 minutes to do the first roll. Could have painted an entire room in that time. Yeah, that's not one roll. That's not one coat at all, period. But now we're going for the second coat. It says it's going to be fast.
By just putting on the fan. Took it roughly about, I think it was 12 minutes for it to dry with the fan on it. So not very long at all. And then we're ready for second coat. So we'll just repeat the same process over again. You can see that screen's already much darker. On this one, I might could have gotten away with just one roll because the Polaris was the tone underneath it. But I noticed a couple of areas where it was thin, and I wanted to go back and do my second roll.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. The previous screen was gray underneath of it. And as many times as you just watched them pass over that screen with that roller, that screen on the other end still bled through. He just sat there and said that I have to go back over the screen because you can still see the other screen pushing through. Yeah, all that work. And customers will hate this stuff. Because again, you got a blue wall, red wall, green wall, you're gonna have you can't prime it gray, the screen will push through. You have to prime it black, and then still if the screen comes up gray, you got a two-tone marble looking screen sitting on your wall, and it's gonna be very unattractive.
So once again, just a second roll across it to make sure that you get the material to the right color, and you got a good uniform finish across the whole screen.
The right color.
Again, going across that center bar, That's always kind of the primary thing for me whenever I'm doing fixed frame screens that are already existing, already got material on them, is just to worry about that bar. Now this bar is already wrecked, but I want to show you how I would approach it if I was doing a new screen, or I was doing a screen where I didn't have any kind of roll texture or anything like that, where my center bar was. This is kind of how you'd want to approach it to make sure that you keep from having one. Now you don't have to pour this out onto the screen like I did. You can use a paint tray. All I would recommend is whatever paint tray you use, make sure that it matches with your roller. And I know that seems silly, but I have had people reach out to me and say, well, I've got a 9-inch, quarter-inch roller.
Sorry, people. Nobody's that stupid. Let me just straight, excuse me. I'm eating some chips. You get a paint tray, and you see one that's 9 inches, and you see you got a roller that's 12, and you literally have to reach out to someone to say, hey, look, I got this 12-inch roller, but it fits inside this 9-inch pan. Common sense, you can see that by just basically looking at it. Oh my goodness. All right, guru.
But my paint tray is only, 6 inches wide. Well, that's not made for that roller, so you would need to have a paint tray or use something as a paint tray to pour your paint into to be able to load your roller up.
So you told me. Well,
you can see second coat going very simple, very easy,
still painting the
very
screen.
quick. One of the whole points of the way that this is designed, got the hiccups, sorry folks. One of the reasons it's designed the way that it is because, look, I paint a lot, and not just, screens, but in the renovation of this house, there's been a lot of painting, all kinds of things. I've painted cars.
Dude, simple. Paint your corners, you're done. That's it. You should have been done by now. There's no way in the world it should have taken you this long. So you've seen the video, he says it's only a 2-coat process. Did that look like a 2-coat process to you? There is no way in the world it should ever take that long to paint a screen in. Virtually impossible. He keeps going back over top of it because every time his roller hits that screen, it changes the color. That's why. He's trying to smooth it out so it's all one color, but he's having a problem with it. There's no point for you to do that. If your paint has good coverage, you get your corners, and then you hit the middle, and you're done. That's it. Should have been finished right now. By the time you get done this demonstration, which I did the demonstration already, I painted 2 screens and dried them and watched demonstrations of before he even got this thing finished. Even gave him a head start.
Got 3 friends that actually paint cars for a living.
You can paint car with
a roller.
You're
not going to do that with a roller, obviously.
Yes, you can.
But the point here being is that, the kind of paint that you use on a wall, it doesn't go on so simple. You'll notice you'll start doing, most people I've ever seen do zigzags. And, at a point very quickly, you realize you're out of paint. You need to load your roller up again. This thin material here is set up so that it's very easy to roll across the screen. You're not having to sit and wear your arm out trying to push and squeeze paint out of your roller. There's been, I don't recommend this, but just to give you an idea of how that works, there's been a number of times where I painted the screen and then come back and my roller still has enough material in it to almost do another coat by itself.
Well, here's the thing. I would love to see that demonstration because we do something called a paint down, which means when we do screens of 250 inches, 180s, 150s, and so forth, we have to show exactly how much paint we can utilize out of a container. We have them all over our website and we have them all over on YouTube on our channel, where we actually show how much you can get out of 40 ounce, how much you can get out of a 50 ounce, how much you can get out of 24 ounces. This has to be done. They're called paint downs. So you can tell exactly how much paint you're getting out of a container. Instead of somebody going up there, Jamie, and saying that you can take 2 quarts and paint a 300-inch screen, the equivalent of 3 100-inch screens. So until you can back that up and prove it, since there's no video demonstrations on your product except for one of them, yeah, that's a lie. Gotta kind of show that one. I have no idea why. There's no, well, we know why. They got lazy. There's no demonstrations. So you have to be to show that before you can actually talk about it. All right, look, man, I'm not wasting more of my time on this. I mean, literally, you just saw how long it took them to paint that screen in 2 coats. I don't think so. That's not going to happen. And then if this is the screen he painted here, and then he turns around and he paints the same screen here, yeah, you got 2 different colors that just popped off. As you can see, when he's painting the screen, you can see this light gray pushing across the screen. At the same time, he's trying to darken it. The reason why it took him so long to paint the screen in, because he was trying to cover up the previous marks that the screen was having. It was having problems over it. It took too long to paint that screen in. He was trying to cover up all the mistakes that the screen was actually producing because it was too thin of a coating, and God knows whatever's in there is changing the color of it left and right. Now, as you see him start to paint, he did 1 coat here on this product right here. 1 coat. This is the 1 coat reaction. That's why you're seeing the gray push through, because whatever he has in his product is too thin. Whatever the tint he has in it is not mixing well, because again, you can still see the other screen pushing through on the other end. Can you imagine you painting this on your wall, of course, in that weird way this way? I don't even know how that's going to even work. You're going to get tired real quick, real fast, and your arms are going to hurt. But anyway, can you imagine you painting this in and watching your previous wall bleed right through your screen? Of course, you're going to contact him. What's he going to say? Oh, you just have to do a couple more 1,000 coats and you'll be okay. Yeah, no, you're not going to finish it. You're not going to do it. You're going to want your money back right from the door. Danny and Jamie both. You don't know anything about customers, and I'll tell you why. Because customers, when they buy something, they want to see results from the door. That's what they want to see. If they're doing something for the first time, even if it's something they've never done before, they want to see good results. The first minute you start seeing bad results, they're going to be upset and they're going to be angry. Gentlemen, you need to batch some of your products. You need to make sure your products are tested, because this is absolutely awful. Look at that. Look at those. Imagine you paint your screen and you get that reaction back. That is going to trigger you on so many levels. It didn't even blend well. This is supposed to be the first coat application. We got it lighter here. We got it darker on the corners. And then you got whatever the primers on this side just pushing all through the screen. Look at that. That's absolutely awful. For a first paint down, that's actually awful. And then as he's recoating it, it's still
what I mean.
Pushing through.
So here's one I've already done the first coat. And this is on a light. That's why I recommend that you use black, because you're going to use less material. This is a lot.
Yeah, he wants you to paint the wall black first, because you won't use less material. You're just going to see less of the gray pushing through. That's why.
Light gray that I painted it on. But you're going to see I'm going to do the second coat, and I'm going to show you here. So,
again, what he had in the container was black. That's actually gray. Not only is it gray, it's showing 2 levels of gray. It's showing a darker version here and a lighter version here. What he had in the container was black. But as he paints over the screen, you will see it's still not covering.
Just how simple it is. So, 1, move the paint around. So you saw I was doing that on the screen. It's obviously going to take a little less.
You're talking like, what the frick is that noise? Now, there you go. See it for yourself up close in slow motion. You see those little white specks? That is the paint on the opposite side pushing through. No matter how many times he rolls over it, you're still going to see those little white specks push through. That's the problem he was having on the other screen, but you couldn't see it because he did it at a distance. He kept seeing the screen push through. He sat there and said that I had to paint over a second time because he can still see the paint pushing through. Little spots where the paint was pushing through. It doesn't cover well. They're pretty good. And he's going back over it again. And you see the white spots pushing through. Danny, I gotta ask. You clearly saw this. You know, we saw this. How come you just didn't stop and say, okay, this is not working? Let's try this again. You couldn't, because you talked this stuff up too much. That's what happened. Like the guy on the Titanic, he sat there and said, not even God can sink this ship. He couldn't come back after that. He could have, but who knows what he said after. That's the only thing we ever heard him say. Who knows whatever stuff he said, he probably bragged about, yes, blah, 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 and then that ship cracked in half. So some people just talk it up too much, and yeah, there's no way to come back from it. But he could have came back from it. I would have killed myself over a boat. It's interesting because people blame him for it. They say he cursed the boat. Look at this. All that painting, and you can still see the white paint, a gray screen pushing through. All that painting he just did. Now, if you notice, when he dried the screen, he didn't do it dry where you watch it dry. He cut the video and came back. So who knows what he did to it in between that time. Because he never showed the screen actually being dried on camera. So when we do paint dries, we never do any editing. You never see me cut videos and short drop time. No, we don't do that. The video may be long, but you will see me paint that screen and dry it in front of you right on camera. We don't do that little cut the video here and there because you don't know what they did in between that time. They could have did anything to the screen. And then come back and say, hey, look, it's dry, it's so and so and so. No, 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 no. You can't do that. Can't do little cut shots in there. No. You have to do it from beginning to end. You paint that screen in, you dry it on camera so people can watch it dry right in front of them, and you watch the results of the video popping off. And when you shoot your demonstrations, as you did this demonstration, poor demonstration, by the way, you're supposed to show white levels, contrast levels, color levels, the whole 9 yards. You can do a projector swapper, which we like to do in the middle. Sometimes we break it down to Old Faithful. We bring it up to the 5,000 or Old Faithful 1,000. We put certifies on there, all kinds of stuff. Because, you know, I mean, I like to have fun testing my stuff. So, again, none of that was done. Dark environment, dark levels around the screen. The screen is putting up too much of a black level. It's coming up dirty. None of that. And, again, I don't like the fact that you cut the video and then it came back and said, oh, we're dry. No, 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 no. You don't do that. It shouldn't take long to dry it. If you said it didn't take long to dry the screen, then let us watch it. Let's see what the results are. Put the camera real close. I want to see what's going on. You didn't see any of that. Matter of fact, you were too far away from the screen when you did the demonstration. That thing should have been up close so we can all see it. When I paint my screens on, I have the camera literally right on top of the screen so people can see me paint the screen. No, you guys do too much dirt. This is why. Look at this mess right here. He did all that work and that screen still came up looking like that. Watch this. Come out here. Put it on normal.
So you can see that's the dried.
So now you cut the video, and now you say, oh, this is the screen now when it's dry. No, no, no. You don't get to do that, buddy. You need to do that video all over again. You need to do a paint and dry. You want to do a paint demonstration, paint the screen, and let us watch it dry. Because I want to see what it looks like when it fully dries. I don't want to see as you cut the video. Anything could happen at the time when you cut the video. You could have went over the screen with some regular paint at the end of the day to cover up that other paint you got on there that's showing all these little holes and imperfections. You could have went over with regular gray paint. You don't know that. And if he sits there and says, I didn't, well, how do we know? You cut the video. You edit it. It's an edited video. Test demonstrations, display demonstrations, any of them are not supposed to be edited ever. So that way, the person who's doing the video, that's why I like to do them live. That way, the person who's doing the video, everyone can see it live. Or, bottom line is, you don't edit it, so that way we don't know anything went on between that time when you were basically editing the video and cutting certain parts out. No, 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 don't do that. That's fake. Now look at it. It's still bad.
Result.
So this shine right here, extremely bad. Oh, by the way, did anyone pick up range gain anywhere in there? No, you didn't. And guess where I got this link from? The link clicks to where you actually find out about range gain. It says nothing about it. But you see how this shine coming off the screen? Yeah, hotspot city, right there from the door. Definitely hotspot city. I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna look at those marks in that screen. The marks are pretty bad. It's like layers of when you get the skin on pudding.
Shortage.
So as you can see, just it wouldn't take. It's having problems. But even when it dried, you could see the texture in it. Look at that texture. What the freak? See those black spots? That's not my screen. Those black spots is the powder that he put in to try to dye the paint. To change to a different color, and it didn't color well. Which means you're going to get little specks all over your screen because whatever powder he put in there some way didn't mix well with the paint, and it probably left little clumps that will pop up on your screen and these little black dots all over your screen. That's what that's from. That's why when the guy shook the paint up, he couldn't get the same color to come out. It looked like the same color when he was stirring it up, but whatever that black, what that powder he put in there, no, it didn't change anything at all. Look at that. That's awful. Do you see that? That's an FLE screen. See how smooth they look? They look like TVs. I sprayed that screen, we called it the Mist. But I sprayed it when it was called the Mist, actually on site. And that screen dried clean, no imperfections, because that's technology's front and rear. Can't roll those things on because you'll damage the screen. That's what will happen for the rear. But this right here is a hot mess. Now, I slowed it down so as he brings it up, you can see all that gritty imperfection on the screen. What did he say in its video? Because this paint's thin, you will get a smooth surface. Does that look like a smooth surface to you? What is that? It looks like whatever he mixed in it, look at it, it's probably clumps of it. It's probably clumps of it that didn't break down properly. That's what it is. And it's going to do that to your screen. That explains the white specks that I saw on whatchamacallit. Yeah, that explains that. That explains the white specks that I saw. I saw this really group of white specks on solid weight screen. I was like, what the freak is that? And that's what it is. It's basically the gray underneath, whatever you use to prime it, the surface. It's basically it pushing through. That's what those little clusters were, and I couldn't figure out what that was. So that shine pushing back and forth. See that? Yeah. That's awful. That's what its paint produced. See those texture marks in there? And that divot, that's basically from the surface itself. But you would have been able to cover that up with a much thicker paint to cover that clean up. You're going to pick up every single imperfection. See that divot right there? It's going to pull up. See how gritty it is in that corner right there? Yeah, whatever's in there does not mix well. Little black spots. That's not on our screen. That's on this paint. Look at that lump right there. That stuff is probably sitting in the bottom of the can. It doesn't mix well, and it probably clumps up. There's another one right here. That's on his paint. It's not on my screen. It's my screen right here. If you go over here, yeah, Does that look like something you want to have across your screen with all those little imperfections? Look how it didn't even dry right. Yeah, he saw it. He definitely saw it. He saw it when he was painting the screen down. He saw it. He moved it so fast. When you break it down in slow motion, you see a lot of stuff. That's how I caught Solid Wake 5 with the fake receipts. He put them down so fast. I said, wait a minute. We slowed it down. That's when we realized that the email was fake. Because they flash stuff so fast. They look, I did it. No. I know what I see. I've been in this business for a long time. I got a keen eye for this kind of stuff at the end of the day. I can tell if you're cutting corners. I can tell if your screen's coming out with imperfections. I can see it. But he pretty much figured that no one else was going to see it. But yeah, I saw it. I saw the little lines pop up on the screen. I was like, what the freak is that? And then when I slowed it down, I was like, oh, that's his paint doing that. That is absolutely awful. So you paint it with this product and then you get this thin light coating, so that way it basically cuts down on basically with distractions to the screen, like imperfections that you would get from yeah, your product did it even worse than any other paint I've ever seen. Look at that. That's actually horrible. It's like your screen has a permanent scar. That is absolutely horrible. I would be freaking... Yeah, you get a lawsuit on your hands. If I sat there and spent a lot of money for a screen and I trusted that coating and I come in and I said, what the freak? See that on my screen with little black spots on it? You're going to pay for my screen at the end of the day. That's a route. Take you to small claims court. I'm going to sue you behind. Because there's no way in the world you're going to mess my screen up like that. You can have with some paint, you're going to have a little bit there and there, but nothing like that. That is absolutely horrible. That's like when you're a kid in school and you rub Elmer's glue all over your hands and you peel it off. That's what that looks like. That is absolutely awful. And then to hear you talk about in the video on how your product comes up so thin and so fine and so perfect that it's going to leave this nice sheen across your screen. And look at this horror show. You couldn't even cover in a basic divot. Look at this wrinkle mess. I don't know what, this is what I saw on Solid Wake's screen. This mess right here, that gritty English muffin crevice nonsense at the end of the screen. Like, what the freak is that? And now I see it in your screen. Of course, we couldn't see. I would love to see that big screen. Pull it off the arm and see that up close. See what kind of markings we got in there. It looks exactly like the top of the moon. There's all kinds of craters in there. You're definitely going to see that. You're definitely going to see this in your screen. So, big question here is, these videos are here on the PSP application. Where are the rest of the demonstrations on the product? So where did you get those pictures from? Yeah, it's cartoon paint, ladies and gentlemen. It's nothing but cartoon paint. Danny, next time you come into my channel, no fake. Be a man at the end of the day. Don't come in here with fake YouTube channels and all that nonsense. Come in here. We're at your channel. I love this. We're at his channel, and we know he was in here, but we're at his channel, but he's coming in with a fake channel. While we're on your channel. Because again, the only person that's going to show that much passion, upset, anger, and all that stuff you just displayed is a person who made the product. No customer in their right mind is going to show that kind of passion unless they're stalking you and it's just weird at the end of the day. But no, unless your product is working 100%, I can understand that. Yeah, people want back you 100%, but from what we showed in the demonstration, it's just clear as night and day that your product is not there, doesn't even exist. Well, one of them exists, but the rest of them don't exist. And you got lies all over your website. That range gain, come on. Anyone who has this product, can you show me what a range gain is? Because if he's not showing me, I would love to see one of you guys. I'm going to find a customer. Maybe somebody can show me what this range gain is. We're going to go a little bit over time here. I'm going to have to keep these. I try to keep it short, but we got so much to show you, it's not even funny. So, it might be 3 hours in these things now. It's just too much to show you. It's so much stuff you're not seeing. Let's continue on with this thing. Look at the shine coming off of it. Man. I can't wait to hit that thing with the big boy. That screen is going to go boom. It's going to hotspot. It's reflecting off the light in the window, which is way over here. So if it's reflecting off the light in the window, it's all the way over here near the kitchen. Imagine when an ultra short throw or a venue projector hits this thing at 8 feet. This is barely any light hitting right now. We got chiming in. I'll get back to him later. This is why we have the second cell phone. That shine. Look at the results. That's horrible right there. Now you see the horrible result, and I'll show you where the horrible results are. You see a screen around the corners? You see how dark and dirty it is? It's writing right here across the screen. You can't see it because the screen's coming up that dirty. See that white edge around it? That's the primer that wasn't coated. You see how dark the corners are. In the middle, it's bright. Sorry, I got my phone pushed all the way up. In the middle is bright, but in these corners in here, these corners are dark. It's dark and dirty around these corners. Yeah. And it's in the dark with this thing. And the corners are coming up very dark. Look at this. What is going on here in them corners? Look at them corners. Look how dark the corners are. I got it coming up on this side. Look at all that the darkness coming up in here. It's kind of like when you do Photoshop and you do the old Polaroids and they put those dark edges around the corner. That's what it looks like. But you see how he's zooming in on the center part? But yeah, his corners are coming up really, really dark. Good gracious, that's freaking awful. Look at that. Look how awful that is. That's awful right there. And it's writing right here at the bottom. It's got it on a fire stick. The fire stick gives off that little thing. And look at this. Look at the white spots popping up. What the freak? He didn't even coat well. Look at that. Of course, you know what's going to happen. That's the white spots that's popping up from the surface. Wait. This is the screen he painted here. This is the big screen he painted in. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. That's the white spots on his big screen. Because where you see this white line at right here, that's the screen, the sample screen he painted in. That screen wasn't painted all the way over. It had a little white line in between, a gray line where the primer was at. So where the primer takes off here, this is the actual screen he painted on the floor. Look at those spots right there. Yeah, you get what you, well, I don't know if you're going to get what you, I don't even know what that is in the day. We don't even know what that is because there's nothing there at all, period. There's no demonstrations. He didn't mention anything about range gain in the video demonstration, neither one of them. And let me show you where we went to real quick to get the range gain video from that ended up just being a paint on demonstration. We want here. Go up to the top. My zoom is all the way up. Why is my zoom up so high? Yeah, because I did something I was doing here. Okay, let's go over here where it says Premium Paints. Let's go over here and let's grab this one here, which is the dark gray, as you can see. Let's scroll down to the bottom where it says the range gain right here. There he says at the bottom, let's see, approximate range gain, 0.80 to 0.85 can vary slightly based upon application technique. See here, see here, and before you start. See here before you start. Sorry, see here before you start. So, if you're talking about right there, that's what I'm going to see it. So if I watch that, that's going to give me the demonstration on the range gain. Any other videos underneath this one? Just these videos right here. That's basically about it. Same products he had here on the other site. So let's go hit that link, see if we can find this range gain. We're going to hit right here on the link. Click right here. Let's see what we get. Goes back to the previous video we just watched. This is the previous video involving the paint down demonstration where the only thing we watched was the screen turn 2 different colors and the surface come up really bumpy, gritty, and lumpy. That's the only thing we saw. He didn't say anything about range gain. Nothing at all. So range gain doesn't exist. It's fake. And all these products he talks about upon his sites is PSP paints over here. Missing in action, missing in action, missing in action. Over here, missing in action. We found this one right here. This doesn't even exist because he doesn't have sun killer technology. This is him being a jerk. Rather than that, no. Only one paint here. And this is not even tested. There's no test demonstration. It's nothing. Go try to find. You can't find anything on it. Dummy cart, dummy cart, dummy cart, dummy cart. All of these have a fake specification. Range gain doesn't exist at all. As we can see, we went to the site very thoroughly. So gentlemen, when you come up and you get mad at me at the end of the day and says, hey, you know, you weren't fair, I was very fair, extremely fair. I went through every single one of these shopping carts. We looked on your channel, we couldn't find anything. We tried to find something on range gain, couldn't find that at all. Couldn't find anything. Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Let's go look up Partay's range gain. See if we can find one video underneath of it, something. Let's see, just grab it from here, so that way people don't think I'm just making anything up. Just grab it right from here, from his little selection here. It's got it here as in range gain. All right, range gain. Maybe it's approximate gain. This one has approximate gain, which is 8.9 slightly based on, but it doesn't make any sense. Oh, gee whiz Louise, really, seriously, come on. You couldn't even take it out all the way. You had to put it halfway. Oh, gee whiz, I swear. So you could see where he went in and tried to manipulate the cart by trying to make it sound like something else, but it's still there. It doesn't make any sense. So this is what he has here. He has approximate gain. See the dash there where there was another one there, but he didn't. He just took that part out and left the dash there. 0.80 can vary slightly based upon application technique. It's still saying the same thing. So let me get this straight. In order for me to get a 0.80 gain on this screen, it all comes down to painting the screen through some kind of application technique. That's still a lie. You still can't prove that at the end of the day. And we go to the demonstration, it says nothing about gain at all. All right, let's go to another one, because that I don't know what he tried to do there. Let's try this one over here. Let's see. I'm looking for the PSP range gain. And front and rear, I haven't seen any demonstrations on rear, so I'm going to look that up too. It says rear, front and rear. There's no video demonstrations on that. So I don't know how the freak that's even going to work. Let's see. Range gain, approximate range gain. Matter of fact, let's get the whole thing. So this is approximate range gain. I'll try to see if we can find this video. Going to your channel to do it. We're on this channel. Yeah, let's go pop to this channel. See if we got anything here. Range gain. Nothing. Danny, tomorrow on the hot mic, it's going to be about you. I'm going to talk about your range gain. What is it? Where is it? Can you back it up? Now, I'm going to give you fair warning here, and I want you to understand this. I'm going to find your address one way or another. We're going to get it. Whether they do the, when they do the conspiracy charges, because you're involved in that mess, right? You got twisted up with this guy at the end of the day. So you went around preaching about my product being a fake and a fail. So you're going to have to answer for that in court. So we get it that way, or one of my friends will buy your product and we'll get it that way. One way or another, we're going to get that address. This stuff doesn't work the way it's supposed to, because other people are going to be buying it and testing it besides me. If it doesn't work, if we don't get this range gain out of it and you're pumping this on your website as if it's a real thing and it's not, I'm going to file a fraud against your company. It's going to go against your company, which will hit you also, claiming that you committed massive amounts of fraud through your site with an active PayPal shopping cart through Squarespace, supporting and something that didn't exist. You do know this is this does happen, right? Epson sued Valve for making false claims that their projector could produce a 5,000 lumen image, or sorry, lumens, and they're only doing 1,800. They got sued for millions for it. So you could be sued for this. On top of that, this is a not as described, because again, if I'm a customer and I'm looking at the gain, everybody's into gain. Really? So how do I get this gain? Like, do I paint this? How do I get this? It doesn't have any videos here at all. How would I do this? I'm gonna contact you. So I'll contact you and ask you, how do we get this? What are you gonna tell me? Because my friends will contact you, just so you know. I contact you, you're gonna block the number and run, like you usually always do anyway. You run, shut things down. That's what you do. That's what you do. But my friends will contact you because they're going to know. They're paying for it. They're buying this. They want to know exactly how they're going to get this gain. Can you show me a demonstration? I would love to see this. I think we'd all love to see this. And if you can't, you're going to get a lot of lawsuits coming your way. So you can't put things on your site, people, that are not existing. This is why testing is required, because again, I would have loved to see a test on range gain. I went straight to his site. Oh, excuse me, I'm dropping my candy here. This is what I put in. Exactly what he put in. Approximate range gain. Where is this video at? I typed in FLE technology gain. This is our FLE. These are our demonstrations showing our screens absorbing sunlight. This is FLE technology showing a black versus black demonstration. Product is not even available. It's not even ready to be sold yet. It's a 60% technology, and I can show a demonstration on this product versus t-shirts, black curtains, whatever I want in the day. And I can show it eating sunlight at the exact same time. I even have it timed at 9 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. All basically documented. It's right there. I can put it up right now. So what the freak is range gain? Now, if I come on here and say, hey, look, I got a product that can eat sunlight, everybody was sat there and laughed at me. That's virtually impossible. There's no such thing as a screen that can take on direct sunlight. You got to prove it. You see where I'm looking at the ground? No shadows, nothing. That's direct sunlight contact hit screen. You see that light behind the back of the window? Guess what that is? That's sunlight pushing through my screen. That means that screen officially just took in around 100,000 lux passed through that screen, and it still maintained an image. So, if you're going to make statements, you're going to have to be able to back them up, gentlemen. If I went out and made this product and made these accusations that it could eat sunlight without backing this up whatsoever, if somebody bought this stuff, put it on the glass window, expecting for the sun to come up, and they can still show their image. The image just disappears. It's not even there. Because the technology I have doesn't really exist. Let me go look it up. There's no videos on it. It's just what I just said out of my mouth. That's it. See, that's the part you guys don't understand. Selling online is interesting. Because you're presented a product the customers can't walk into a room and see. You have to have enough test demonstrations to back your product. You have to show that your product actually does work. Customers coming by from me at the end of the day, because I have over 10,000 video demonstrations. I've been displayed just about everywhere you can possibly think of, and I have a history that you guys don't even begin to even have. You make up things. You can't back them up. Everything I can do, I can back up. So, if a customer comes to me and says, hey, I got a church, and I want to display the screen with all the windows open, all that stuff in the day, I can show my customers with a screen over 1,000 inches displaying with more stadium lights than you see on your average stage at a Broadway musical. I can show my customers pulling up in fully lit environments with windows open, even outside. Somewhere that I've never seen any of your customers sit in the daytime. My customers are outside in the daytime watching LG videos. And your customer has to wait until it gets dark outside, and even then the screen's still poor and washed out. Because you can't back up what you said. So if you're going to want people to take you seriously, and you want big companies to take you seriously, you're going to have to show that your product actually does work. Which means you're going to have to back up whatever you say out of your mouth. Yep. So that's why, instead of everyone going through all this nonsense about this whole back and forth nonsense, well, I'm going to put the batch number up. If you can't back your products up, that means you're lying. It means you're lying. It means you got to go back and test all your stuff or pull your stuff off the shelves. If not, you fall victimized to being sued. Part A, we're going to make an example of you. You're going to be a person I'm going to sue your company. Actually, I'm suing Crow already for fraud. But I'm going to sue you for fraud on a different level. You're going to be sued because I'm going to buy a product from you, and so will my associates buy it from you, because they're also going to come after you if your product doesn't do what it's supposed to do. You can't make up things and put them on your website and say they exist, because, again, it doesn't work that way. It's not as described. It's fraud. It's misleading people at the end of the day. Yep. Can't do that at all, period. Wouldn't be too happy if you went and bought a PS5 and it said it had a 5090 RTX sitting in it, would you? Or had a Titan 5 sitting in it. You'd be ticked off to find out it was probably something like an RTX 1660. That's, really? I paid all this extra money for this thing and it doesn't even have a 590 RTX. It has a 1660 in it, or even worse, maybe a GTX 1050 sitting in it. If you're going to turn this with lower video cards. Or even worse, vector graphics. You ever had those before? You've been around my area, you know what they are. You'd be pretty ticked off because you would have paid for something that you thought was going to do something, but it didn't do it. And if for people want to sit back and say, well, you know, no, at the end of the day, my stuff is tested. I can honestly say to you, if you buy my product, send it back. I'll test it here on live, no problem whatsoever. And you got a batch number came out of a 5-gallon container. When the rest of them, they curse me out when I mention the word batch number. I mention the word batch number, I get all kinds of emails cursing me out. This, that, and the other. Or why you got to bring it up? Why you know what it sounds like? It sounds like, you know, like I said before, when you go to school and you got this test coming up. It's a very important test. You didn't study for it. You went outside and played and had fun, got late, you fell asleep, got up the next day, realized you didn't study. You go to school, you find out the teacher got sick and it's a substitute teacher and she don't know anything about the test. And now you're sitting there grinning from ear to ear because you don't have to take the test. But then that kid up front, the one that always studies, the one that always gets the A's, will sit there and go, excuse me, we got a test today. And everybody will be triggered and upset because they're going to fail and he's going to pass. I like these freaking theories I bring up. I bring them up and joking, and whatchamacallit all the time in business meetings. Gentlemen, you haven't done the test, so you're going to fail. And the problem is you talk too much hype about your product that you can't remove it off the shelf. You're going to have to stand with it and deal with it, like the man who went down with the Titanic. And he didn't survive that, by the way. And that's what's going to happen. The stuff that you built at the end of the day became your personal Titanic, and you will go down with it. And some of you are smart enough to ignore that nonsense. Go in, get your stuff tested, bring out a whole new product, rebrand yourself, and come out back out. You know, people will respect you more for that. You know that? You sit there and now say, okay, yeah, my product's been this, that, and the other, and I haven't been doing things right. I need to go in and rebrand my name and make a good product and start having batch numbers and test all my stuff. People respect you more for that. But you guys decided to just go down with the ship. So, oh well. Ugh. Titanic it is. And as I told you before, Danny, I got a lawyer already ready to go. Your product gets down here, we test it. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I mean, the rest of the stuff, the splatter effect and all that mess, I expect for that to happen anyway. But that range gain, that thing better react. But if not, that's something you put on your site. I'll give you an option, take it off your site because it doesn't need to be on there. If you can't support it, it shouldn't be on there. Let's see. Let's go with advanced ambient rejection technology. Let's see. ADV. Ambient light rejection. Where would you want to start? Advanced ambient light rejection is a technology gain that we developed that was more advanced than the usual ambient light rejection. These demonstrations were done inside, outside, ultra short throws. Even got customers displaying this technology. Where are your customers doing demonstrations like this, Jamie and Crow? Oh, I forgot. They're all inside. I feel sorry for the one, like I said, whose screen washed out. 200-inch screen on a 4K projector, and he washed out because he opened up a curtain. You know how sad that is? He opened up a curtain. That's all he did. And it wasn't even the curtain on the side where he could have opened up. He opened up the farthest ones, and he washed out. And that's a shame. Nice setup. No, I'm not putting the customer down, no way whatsoever. I feel sorry for him. He got ripped off by Jamie. The customer on top of the roof who did the Batman display, that screen was so washed out. Mind you, and I explain something to you, people who make these gray paints at the bottom, when you show a movie, those cinema bars are supposed to be black, not gray. They're supposed to be black. Yeah, that'll be us. Oh, I was wondering, I was trying to look for this demonstration too. This is showing a demonstration upgrade. Art technology versus a wall. Oh, by the way, this would be the 4,000 lumens at around 720p, and this is 5,000. We always give the greater screen. I mean, the screen that we know is going to fail, we give that the bigger projector. Also, too, for those of you who sat there and said, well, we use this 5,000 for, we use everything. You see my projector collection is bigger than that now. Let me explain something to you real quick. You don't work at 5,000. You don't work at 4,000. You don't work on ultra short throws. You don't work on picos. You don't work on any of the projectors I had in my collection. I have more projectors than you guys at the end of the day. We couldn't get none of your stuff to work on anything. Nothing. Not even the laser Casio projector you didn't pick up on. Didn't pick up contrast, you didn't pick up color, you didn't pick up outside, you didn't pick up inside. You didn't pick up anywhere at all. You didn't even pick up on site. And I had y'all on site and you didn't pick up. Match yourself against gray paint you picked up. Right against the gray screen. And again, you failed at 4K because your projector was a 4K projector, Jamie. Tri-laser, 4K projector, an Optima P2. And that house paint did the exact same thing your product did with no problem. Which means that house paint is 4K ready. It picks up the exact same contrast your product picks up. Same blues, same color, everything. Same contrast. Everything, exactly the same. Even same snow levels. So, yes, 100%. Do I believe that screen paints need to be tested? Yeah, because if these guys that tested the screen paints, guess what? First things first, the guy wouldn't have came with the whole dumb idea with the range gain to begin with, because again, he has to back this up. So you can't add that in there. You can't get away with that kind of stuff because it has to be backed. So yes, testing is very important because it'll cut down on all that dumb nonsense. Claiming that your products can pull 100% contrast, which this guy did at the end of the day. He made statements that the Cinemax could see a 100% black level. Oh, that's a complete lie. Let's see. Where are we at on that? There we go. If you can see a 100% black level, then that means you would have been pick up the LG logo in the back with no problem. So products, yeah, they should be tested and they should have batch numbers attached to them. If not, at the end of the day, you, the customer, will get ripped off. And you, the merchant, well, you can't defend yourself. If somebody's coming after you, you can't defend yourself. Just like Danny and Partey, they can't defend themselves at all, period. My lawyers come after them. What can they do? Let's see what that is. Oh, I'll get back to them later. Let's see. So as I said before, they can't do anything about it. They can't back themselves at all, period. And we'll show you when we take them to court for fraud. They're going to have to back that product does exactly what they said it does. If they can't back it up, they're going to get sued. When we go to court for me, they're going to have to back that. They're going to have to say that my product did exactly what it says, and I'm going to have to back that it doesn't. And guess what? I can. Right in that courtroom. So either way, you're getting sued. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. That's my second strategy coming at you. I'm going to go after your companies. I'm going to prove your companies are committing fraud for an extremely long time, and you have not been able to back anything up. So I'm going to give you fair warning. Remove it off your site. It does not belong there if it's not real. If you can't back it, then I will see you in court. And we can back and see if you can back it before a judge and my attorneys. All right, gentlemen. Go at the end of the day. I'm going to go. Tomorrow morning, maybe we'll have some hot mic. I don't know. Oh, yeah, we're going to have. I want to talk the range game. Let's see if we can dig it up. Got to do some searching. I'm going to search everywhere for it. Because I want to sue you for the end of the day. I want to make sure that when I go in a courtroom, I can show the judge that I searched everywhere for this stuff. Maybe that may push him to either remove it or basically push him to prove it exists. I would love to see it if it exists or not. I'm dying to see it. I really would. Sorry. Eating this old-fashioned candy. This stuff is the bomb. Bottle caps? I remember these when I was a kid. And they still taste the same, too. Which is pretty interesting, because usually when you buy candy from back in the day, it changes. It tastes better. It tastes worse. It tastes exactly the same way. I gotta buy munchies and give these to my family members, because they love this stuff when they're kids. Anyway, that's basically about it, people. Be careful. Do your research. Do your research on me. Do your research on everybody at the end of the day. Make sure you get the batch numbers. Batch numbers are extremely important. It's going to keep you from getting ripped off. And for the merchant at the end of the day, if you're thinking about getting into this field, or maybe you want to change and maybe do your product all over again, whatever, make sure your stuff is tested. Make sure you got a batch number, because, you know, people are going to do research. They're going to look you up. They're going to see if you're doing these tests and these demonstrations. And again, nobody wants to get ripped off in the end. Nobody wants to get ripped off. All right, got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.